Ravanna was once a proud land, home to honorable warriors, brilliant scholars, and just rulers. But decades of war have left the kingdom depleted and vulnerable, ripe for the picking for those ambitious enough to seize it. This was before the death of the king. In his absence, greedy men have become emboldened. This only worsened when Prince Edmund, their only heir, refused to take the throne at a time of war. His sister Lelena would rule in his stead until such a time when the war was won or a peace could be broken. What comes next is a matter of great debate and countless rumors, but what we know for certain is within months Lelena was married. A man named Erlich, who was of minor nobility and far from a suitable match for the standing queen, was quickly crowned, and Edmund's throne was usurped. In the years that followed, Ravanna has crumbled from within. Corruption runs rampant, fighting between noble houses threatens to tear the kingdom apart, and word from the capital is Erlich's parties grow increasingly decadent. The king is either blissfully unaware or indifferent to the state of Ravanna. This is a time for either heroes or villains to rise. A kingdom lies in the balance. Which way will the scales tip? Alright, now live from Wicked Studios LLC, it's Ravanna Episode 3.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jess. I will be your DM tonight. Sorry for the late start. We are going to jump right into it. Very little. I'll do a quick recap and quick. Yeah, we got Adam is playing Alistair. Amanda's playing Denalcy. Ryan's playing River. Phil is playing Kelwin, and Pat is playing Tajit. That's that fast. Those are your introductions. Woo-hoo! Let's see. Last week, what happened last week? It's been so many hours. Let's see. They spent some time planning, a lot of time planning, right? And ended up finding the bandits' camp in the woods, which was nice. And Amanda, or Denalcy, I should say, made friends with who is just a really vicious animal, but likes her now. Nobody else. But they were able to.
We're secure enough to deal with that.
Yes.
I've only cried once.
Why doesn't the Fusa love me? But they were able to get rid of some of the bandits, which is going to make things much easier later on. And they found out that or most likely at least, that the target, the high-profile target that the guards and the bandits are both going after tonight, is a duke or someone who has something to do with a duke or something. They're still a little bit unknown.
Well, we think
help me out here, guys. My memory's failing.
Before we say anything, maybe those bandits should return to their kingdom.
Go back.
Inspiration.
It's good.
Shameless plug.
Watch Return to the Bandit Kingdoms right here at 9 p.m. on every Tuesday.
Yeah.
The only thing on Tuesdays. Whatever you watch, what else you're watching on Tuesdays, garbage.
Got it.
Not yeah.
Check out Return.
So anyway,
like network television. All.
Yeah, Jairus is kind of fading in and out a little bit.
My internet is bad tonight, guys. I apologize.
Yeah, luckily you're only the DM.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
I am Robo Jairus.
So anyway, we discovered that the Duke or his son may be involved. There was a one of his his right-hand man / bodyguard. Don't remember his name. But the Duke's name was Rain Gannon, is somehow involved in this, or the bandits look like that's going to be their next target. And there was also, we thought it was the captain of the guard who was in charge, but it looks like there's a mysterious woman involved.
Well,
So
mysterious figure who we think might be a woman.
True. But with our keen detective skills, I'm pretty confident in that.
Or.
She thick.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Jairus is either just listening intently or he's frozen.
Well, I can't even see him anymore, so.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, he dead.
So anyway,
Quick,
anybody
the DM's
else
gone. Do everything.
want to reminisce about earlier episodes?
Well, we can try to figure out what we want to do about this, right?
There he is.
Yeah.
He back.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna be okay, but yeah, the internet might prove to be an issue. We'll go until you tell me you can't understand anything I say, and then
Okay.
just hope for the
I mean,
best.
if you turn off your video, do you think it'll improve the audio? Cyrus?
Completely.
You know what? It can't hurt.
It could hurt me.
What is that?
We'd rather hear
Baby, don't hurt
than
me.
see him, despite
Don't
loving
go.
Jairus.
Everybody get a good look at the mug, and it's gone.
All right.
All right.
Bye, Mug.
Hopefully-
I'll find
hopefully
something to
that'll
put in its
turn out
place.
Twitch stream as well. All right. So for as long as we have it, let's jump in. You picked up the slack on my terrible recap. I trust, Adam.
Yeah, and I made a slightly less terrible recap. Yeah.
There you go.
Isn't that what happened?
You are.
Like he took us into a.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
And
as I'm playing, I look around to see if, and I think Mabel was, waiting tables or tending bar. What is she doing at the moment?
I'm not jumping. Am I trying to?
she was kind of helping Canute. They're setting everything up, and people are kind of starting to trickle in. So she's taking their drink orders and just getting ready for the evening rush.
All right, so I once she heads sort of to the bar or away from the group, I stop playing. There we go. We'll put a little picture of the Ravanna castle in Jairus's place.
Love it.
So I was just stalling for time as I was doing that, by the way. So because I can't do two things at once apparently. Now. So I'll just sort of walk over when it looks like she's not in the middle of something. Maybe she's just pouring some mugs of ale or something that's a task away from the rest of the group, and I just say, Mabel, I was hoping to get a bit of your time. I understand you're busy as the evening crowd comes in, and I won't take most of it. Just wanted to apologize again for the way you were treated by those ruffians last night.
She kind of smiling. She goes, "I've always got a moment for a handsome." It's really not that big of a deal. It's you're a waitress in a tavern. What are you going to do, right?
Well, even so, it's not behavior that I would expect a gentleman would do to anybody, especially a lady like yourself.
Well, I don't think Casman's a gentleman, and I'm surely not a lady.
Surely.
I take mental note of that.
Whoa.
And I say, so I can't help but notice that there's been a lot going on here at the inn, and your mother and father seem very, very upset. I know some of my my traveling companions have been talking to them, and to be honest, I've got my own worries and haven't really been paying attention. But I just want you to know that, that I'm here for you. If you need anyone, a shoulder to cry on, someone to talk to. I've heard some terrible things, some tragic things that have happened to your family, and just want to make sure that you're okay.
Kind of shrugs it off. Just like, you keep on keeping on, and
we're losing you.
Yeah.
We're losing you.
We're losing you.
Flatlining.
Someone get the crash card.
Alistair, since you walked in, I thought you were the greatest.
Is it any better?
Oh, there we go. Now you're back.
Oh,
There he
you're
is.
back.
Yeah.
We didn't hear anything until just now,
He's
though.
stabilizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Give
going
me
to live.
All right. So while Alistair is flirting with Mabel, what are Tajit and River and Kelwin talking about? Knut has got back up to continue getting ready and left you three to talk amongst yourselves. While,
Just one quick question
GM tries to sort out some internet shit.
as I'm talking to her about the her family and the troubles. Does her demeanor change at all?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what it is and you roll it, or do you want me to roll it?
Oh, that's right. Overcomplicating things.
It's a -1
insight
modifier,
rolls.
unfortunately.
Why am I not
She
surprised?
seems kind of carefree about it. Maybe it's just the blessing of youth, where it's just she has a positive outlook or an optimistic attitude, but she doesn't seem as somber as her parents, or maybe as you would expect.
Yeah, so then when I notice that, I just say, and I was so sorry to hear about your poor, dear brother. It's a terrible tragedy when one is taken so young. And see if there's any reaction to that.
She looks kind of uncomfortable, and she's like, "Well, thank you. I need to get back to work," and just bustles off.
Okay. If she leaves any glasses of alcohol behind, I'm gonna just take it and then walk over to the booth with the others.
It's free. It's been free the whole time. Alistair.
I know, but he hasn't figured that out yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah, so you're with the mugs, and you're kind of like, and then you hear on the counter next to you, and Brigella just plop down a mug of ale for you.
Thank you very much. The service here is always exceptional.
She just kind of nods and just kind of like eyeing you up, just like she was
I just think
watching
she's
you talk
checking
to
me
her
out.
and- yeah, that's it. All right. So River, Tajit, Kelwin, talk amongst yourselves for about 45 seconds, and I'll be right back.
And I'll eventually head over, but I'm not here for the beginning of the conversation, I would imagine.
Okay, so let's recap. We know that it's not Knut, which is good. We think that it's someone here in this inn, which is bad. We have really no leads because it's supposedly not someone particularly tall or particularly stout. But they're human probably, or someone about that size, so that rules out people like me and Denalci. So unfortunately, most of the people here seem to be about the same size to me. So we really just don't have any leads. So we can either try to figure out who exactly is the mastermind here at the inn, or we stop this ambush, or we just focus on finding the right place to interfere with the ambush so that we have the best chance of making it out of it alive. Go ahead, Master.
Oh, I did not mean to interrupt what you were saying, but I am more of the line of we just intercept these people when they go to attack their next target, and then once they are dead, we can hop on to being the saviors of these people from these bandits, if you will. Knowing who it is currently does not really interest me too much, but if you think that it is of some tactical advantage, then absolutely we should look into it.
Well, I just don't want to get basically
sidetracked.
Yeah, sidetracked, not
Blindsided.
Blindsided. Thank you very much, omnipotent voice in the god. Heaven. I don't want to get blindsided by someone who's an unknown quantity. You know, like I already feel like we're gonna have a hard fight here. So, my main concern is that we might not be able to even get Caspian, because if the guards don't interfere until it looks like the bandits can't help, and we step in too early, then the guards might just not help, and we have no evidence that they're bad guys. Or if we don't step in early enough, then maybe they capture the Duke's son, or threaten to kill him if we don't let them go. In which case, we don't have any way to get around it. Sorry, not Caspian, Clement. But Clement, and him and the guards, I don't think they're gonna go in initially. They're probably gonna make Caspian and the bandits do the dirty work, and then only clean up if they need to. So, we either interfere immediately, which means we catch Caspian, but then we might not catch Clement, and he's just gonna keep doing his thing here with this mastermind person.
Yeah, I'll bare my claws. I'll say, you see these claws here? To me, these are the bandits. Without these claws, a tabaxi is not very effective in unarmed combat. If we simply remove the claws from these people, and they can no longer hurt my friends and friends of my friends, then that is all I particularly want. I just want peace for my friends. If we kill the bandits, we may not get the guards, but as long as they can no longer harass them and no longer subject them to certain activities, as we saw the other evening, that is fine with me. We already got Smith back, and if we can travel with him after helping my friends, taking away the guards' means of causing havoc for my master's friends, then that is really all I think we need to do.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's just go with that then. I mean, in that case, I'm gonna just Master River, if you don't mind, I'll just hold on to your pant leg for a while as we walk around. I'm going to just keep an eye out through Helena, and the minute that I see any large caravans coming into town, I'll let you guys know so we can get into position before anything bad happens.
At this point, I walk over, and there's somebody pulling out a chair for his date, and as he does it, I take the chair, pull it over to your table, flip it around, and sit down, and without missing a beat, and say, I may have another suspect for us.
Suspect for what?
For the person that Amila had mentioned, the possible lady suspect.
Okay. Who is it?
Everybody lean in closer, because it's a bit of a secret.
I get right in his face.
I'd say, and I just...
Kelwin's
right
not tall enough to really lean in. He's just he's like trying to get to the big kids table.
Just stand up on the seat.
Yeah, exactly.
You smell very nice.
Yes, thank you. It takes a lot of work to do so. I'll teach you one day. Said, but right now we have a serious problem on our hands. Have we thought that possibly Mabel is a part of this nefarious scheme?
Newt's daughter?
Aye.
Why on earth would you suspect her?
Well, she's the only other woman I've seen here at the bar. And when I talk to her about the terrible things that have transpired here, I did not get the reaction of somebody grieving or nervous, but instead somebody aloof.
Exactly what would they have to gain about letting themselves be thrown onto the floor and subjected to be some kind of object as opposed to a good, noble, standing woman, a good worker, a good barman, to be tossed around by these bandits as if they're simply some kind of object that is meant to be abused does not seem the position of a mastermind to
Well,
me.
it could all be part of the secret evil scheme.
Okay.
Who would believe it? If she was being bullied and picked on by these ruffians, that she'd be all part of their group.
Yeah, but the problem isn't that she's part of the group. It's that she's supposed to be the leader of the group, Master Alistair. So what does she presumably have that they need that they wouldn't just cut her out? Like even if it was the case earlier that she was the mastermind, why didn't they cut her out already? What sort of intel does she or value does she bring to them? That, like, do you know of her? Does she seem really good at fighting or something? Is she like intimidating them? I haven't really spent much time talking to her, I confess.
Maybe, under her nose, she secretly harbors a kingdom of tiny people, just like you, River, and they mine for gold and her.
Wait, just like River? And Kel will look over and was like,
I'm gonna look back at you super confused. I have no idea what he's saying.
Okay.
They mine and
This is
you might
Did you
have
know people? Don't lie.
I'm so sorry, that was an accident.
No, that was perfect. All right, so while this is going on, Denal, so you're over at the bar, and Garrus has just been going on way too much. He's just talking your ear off about all the troubles he's having with his wife and how the people in the village are always giving him a hard time. And he starts describing a few symptoms that are absolutely liver failure. You might not know that, but it's some serious sounding shit that it's just like, well, you know, I wish I knew the symptoms of liver failure, but he's like, yeah, I got this problem and this problem, but I'm sure it's nothing. The guy's gonna die in like 6 months.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, he drank himself to death. These things happen.
Yeah, basically.
He had a good run.
I am going to just like push what's ever left of my alcohol in front of him, and while he's not looking, just walk over to the table with everybody else.
Yeah, that'll absolutely do it.
Yep. I'll just sort of like scooch into the booth if there's like a halfling-sized gap that I can squeeze into, and I'll just be like, okay, well, didn't get anything out of the drunk. Surprise, surprise. What did you guys come up with?
Mabel
Alistair
is the leader of the group.
Mabel is the
Actually, no.
mastermind.
And I just sort of like stroke my chin and I sort of look up to the ceiling like,
I don't get it. I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, you might have better senses of people than I do, Master Alistair. You seem to spend a lot more time with people, especially women. So you know, maybe you can have a better read on them than most. In any event,
It is one of my specialties.
Right.
And
yeah.
the audience will remember my -1 insight.
Yeah, but Alistair doesn't know he's a -1.
But Alice doesn't know that,
No,
nor does the rest of the group.
So Kelvin's
No
like,
one knows what the insight roll was.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
What time of day is it right now? I know that it was like early evening when we first got back, right?
I
Yeah,
believe so.
so it's like 5 o'clock. You know, getting around dinner time, that sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Approaching dusk.
So Kelvin's gonna be like, so I can like partially participate in this conversation. I'm gonna just kind of, don't mind me if I get real quiet for a bit. Just don't let me out of your sight, okay? I'm gonna just keep looking through Helena's eyes, like checking in every minute or so, just to make sure that any big caravans, you know, I can tell you guys about as soon as we see them. And then he'll promptly go like roll his eyes back in the back of his head, and he'll be silent for a little while as he like checks out for Helena.
Go ahead.
Also retconning Helena's modeling, because the more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense for her to be a snowy white owl, since Kelvin's not from like a snow area. So it's just like a normal brown, owl sort of thing. Forest owl.
Oh,
Headway.
Yeah, Snowy White is so pretty, but very conspicuous.
I will smile and be like, oh, okay.
Go ahead, Tashi.
And as soon as his head, and as soon as he does his eyeball thing and goes in the back of the head, I'll be like, he's in with her. He's in there. He just wants the gold. It's obvious that we should just make him red. Don't you think?
Well, instead of red, what if we draw a mustache on him when he's not paying attention? He'll never know.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then when someone finds him, they'll think that he's got a mustache, and when they come to collect his thing, this will be good. Then we can collect their toes. Oh, I need to write this down. Then also give me something to write with.
And as he does it, I just take a little ink out and I just draw a little mustache on him with my ink.
Take off my writer's kit and I'm gonna start elaborating.
Still,
Yeah, you know I can feel things, right? Like, it's just I can't.
I haven't really been paying attention to anything that.
Okay, so when he starts
Can't
feeling
see
like
or hear,
something
right?
writing on his face, he'll just like come snap back. He's like, "What the? Stop it, Master Alistair!" Like, swats him away, and then he's
I
like,
imagine
Oops,
Go on,
sorry.
Go
you'll
ahead.
see me writing on
Busted.
paper that says how to kill Kelvin. It's like,
So you want
not
to
sure.
cook a Kelwin?
Kelvin's gonna look up at Master River and he'll be like, "Can you make sure these guys don't mess with me while I'm doing this?"
Well, now that we know you can feel it ruins all the fun, so don't worry about me.
Great.
And I turn to Jajid and I say, abort the mission, abort the mission!
So what you need to do now is draw something on the palm of your hand and then just slap him in the face so you can transfer an entire image. One quick. Only feels for 1 second. All right. So are you guys, Kelwin is,
Keeping an eye out through Helena.
outside. You guys doing anything inside while you're waiting? You kind of got a couple hours before.
Do I see where Mabel went?
She's just kind of keeping busy. People are starting to come in. It's dinner time, so it's just kind of starting to pick up there. The locals are coming in. There's 3 or 4 people around the fire. You can see the Heltons are down, ready for their dinner. Aquamox at the bar.
And is there anyone else in the bar right now that matches the very vague description that we got of the possible ringleader? I wrote down regal posture, female maybe, and a dark cloak that has a lion or a griffin on it. So does there look like anybody who maybe fits that description? Dark hair, maybe?
So you've got probably 5 or 6 different people Kelwin would have told you about from talking to Canute that are regulars in the bar that fit the description. Garrus is one of them, but only in the sense that he's the right build. Because if that guy is the mastermind, he's the greatest actor ever.
Oh yeah.
But there's another drunk right here, goes by the name of Pablo.
Okay.
And he's the right stature as well. Of the people, so there's some locals who come in 3 or 4 times a week, and the fire dwellers over here.
Yeah.
And there's 2 or 3 of them that it could possibly be. And
Shirley, Mrs.
I'll
Shanahan,
just try and
Priest Gurdon.
I'll just go ahead and go over to this table so I can hear what the fire dwellers are talking about and just see if I hear anything that piques my interest.
Sure. It's pretty boring stuff. There's a school teacher, and her name is Veronica, and she's talking to Mrs. Shanahan, and they're both just bitching about kids. Mrs. Shanahan has 6 kids. You gather 5 or 10, a bunch of kids at home. And this is she basically waits all day just white knuckling it until she can get out and get drunk at the tavern. And then Veronica is a school teacher who basically does the same thing. And they're just complaining to each other. And then over on this side, you can hear it must be the priest, because he's just talking about how great Parsis is, and whatever you put out into the world, magnifies and comes back to you. So if you put out positivity and you do good things and you help people, then those people are going to do good things and help other people, and eventually it's going to come back to you. And he's just like getting all philosophical, and it's to like some IQ like 95 logger who just knows how to chop down trees, and he's like, "You've told me this every night for a month, man. Okay." And yeah, that's
Okay.
That's the goings on by the fire.
Good to know. I'm gonna keep an eye on the priest guy, and if he leaves at any point, I want to follow him.
Sure.
Does Canute and
Right.
Brigella and Mabel live here? Do we know?
You gathered, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I mean, it's like the building is so isolated and so big, it would be weird if they didn't.
All right, that's what I thought. Just checking.
Sure. All right. Rest of you have anything you want to do, or you're just kind of passing time?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Mabel specifically, if she's, spending more time talking to, one particular table than the others, and also keep an eye out to see if any of either the Clement and his men or the other Caspin and his dudes show up.
Sure.
And I'll just, every time
So if no one else-
Mabel comes over, I flirt with her, set the table, that kind of thing,
Sure.
No, I will definitely be staying with Kelvin.
What was that? Jairus?
She seems receptive to it. What'd you say, River?
I was saying, pretty much, I will be staying with Kelvin and following his lead on things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Kelvin, between like checking in, I don't know, I'm doing the voice. Like Kelvin, while he's checking in, and occasionally with Helena would like out of once he is out of it for momentarily, would just kind of whisper to River like, "What? Maybe you should speak with Pavlo. Canute did say he was an asshole. He's kind of off by himself, so it doesn't hurt to even if he's not the guy, maybe he's seen something. Don't like tell too much, but he's drunk. Maybe he'll just spill it. I'm sure you're more persuasive than me."
Did you have maybe some kind of lead or something I should hop in there with? Because I tend to be more of the direct kind of person.
Hey, are you running this whole bandit ringleader thing? Like, you, bro? You know anything about that?
If you're
Cool.
a cop, you have to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess let me try then. But stay near me. I don't, if in case he gets violent or something, I don't want to get beat up.
Hey, if he gets violent, that is my area of expertise.
Okay. And then Kelvin will just kind of go up to Pavlo, just jump on the bar stool adjacent to him, just be like, "Greetings, good sir. Lovely evening we're having."
What's so lovely about it? It's hot and muggy out as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's terrible weather. I was just
Don't agree with me. Just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
don't take.
Kelvin streaks away.
Yeah,
Going well.
We have a new suspect.
Excuse me. I think you're being a little rude. We're just simply trying to have conversation with you. I'm going to.
Pussy?
What do you say?
Who's this pussy?
No, Master River.
Just
No.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm fighting.
I'm going to. Hey, what are you drinking? Please let me buy the next round.
Well, now you're talking. And he kind of just signals to Brigella. All he has to do is put his hand up, and she knows what to bring him.
Okay.
Well, have a seat, you feline fuck.
I'll sit down next to him. Well, I see drinks make you a lot more amicable to strangers approaching. How are you this evening?
I'm fucking miserable. I got gout in my left foot and my right knee's creaking. What do you care?
Well, I am a man with very few friends. We're simply passing through. I'm trying to have a good night, seeing if anyone here can maybe tell me some kind of story or information that will take my mind off of my own personal troubles.
Yeah, maybe someone. I mean, you having been here so often, maybe you've seen noteworthy people, like anyone important, like someone who looks like they look important, like a duke or something like that.
Kind of looks like a what? I missed what you said at the end there, Phil.
Oh no, I was just saying like a duke or something. Basically just
Well,
like I'm basically alluding to
a
if you've
duke.
seen nobility or anything like important.
Sure. A duke. Yeah. We get 3 dukes a week out here in the fucking boonies.
Damn.
What a weird fucking question. He goes,
indeed.
I'll tell you though, if the priest tries to talk to you, just punch him in the face and run away. Save yourself an hour of trouble.
Can I make an insight check on him saying that they get 3 dukes a week?
Sure.
I'm gonna ask him.
What's your
Can
modifier?
I have one?
It's 0.
Oh, better than me.
You are astounded. It is that they get 3 dukes a week at the Talamir Inn. You need to talk to Canute about this. How is he staying here? Not being sarcastic.
That is very amazing. 3 dukes a week. I had no idea this inn was such a popular establishment.
Elwin's gonna look aside at River as like, right, yeah. Well, how about anyone with like expensive looking garb? Like maybe a cloak with a crest on it. I mean, that's kind of unusual, right? Like anything interesting like that.
You mean like those 2 fucking twerps over there? And he points to the Heltons. And he's like, gag me with a spoon. It's so hard not to say Mrs. Henderson. Sorry.
I don't trust this person, Denalcy. He cuts his fingernails. He obviously has something to hide.
I'm on the other side of the room.
Yeah, you're just sitting next to me, and
I'm not
Yeah,
with
I
why are you
was
calling me
talking to myself,
Denalcy?
and I'm
Why do
like,
it's Alistair? Denalcy's somewhere else over there by the bar.
talking about Denalcy.
Now, you guys are all together. She came over, and
Oh, she came back?
your tokens
Well-
might not represent it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean,
Get rid of
yeah,
mine.
sure. Okay, we're all in the same area. But yeah, I just sort of look at him and I'm just be like, I know these savages, no proper nail care whatsoever.
They don't
When I
even
do
care
clip
about
my
how
nails,
tasty
do you
nails
want me
can
to
be.
keep them for you?
I'm sorry, what was that, Alistair?
So when I do clip my nails, because they are getting a little long, do you need me to keep them for you?
Oh yes. That would be quite nice.
No, it would be my pleasure.
What?
Do I throw the money at him now?
Only if you want to, big guy. It's your money.
I will give you I'm gonna take out like I guess a copper piece. Yes.
I'll take it. Yeah.
It all adds up.
Return to me.
All right. So
Yes.
meanwhile, Floyd, he's like, if you've got a question, ask it plain. Quit pussyfooting around the bush.
I'm gonna have a quick glance at Kelwin. Quick glance. What do I read? Kelwin.
And Kelvin's like shaking his head. He's like, okay. I mean, we're just interested in interesting people around, but like you having been a local. Oh, this is, and he's gonna kind of like do an internal like face palm sort of thing. It's like, can you tell me anything about Mabel? Like, she seems very nice, and having been a regular, you must talk to her a fair amount. Like, we heard what happened with her brother. That was terrible. But I don't know how she's been handling it. Has she been okay?
Oh yeah, Mabel seems real nice. She seems real nice, doesn't she? She seems nice. It's a damn shame what happened to Dodd. Don't get me wrong, but he had it coming. You stick your nose where it doesn't belong, it's gonna get chopped off. Mind your own fucking business. But maybe she's a bitch. She's a two-faced. Don't trust her. She smiles to your face, but she'll say stuff behind your back. And nope.
Do I believe him?
What's your modifier?
I think it's a
Come
a 0.
on.
It's a flat modifier.
Woo!
So through his like anger and bitterness and drunken, you can kind of glean that like Mabel's a little two-faced. Like you think there's something to that.
Oh.
Maybe you think she puts on a front.
I'm gonna look over to Kelvin. I'm gonna say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm gonna give him that look like we should move on.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, has she done anything actually mean to anyone or harmful to anyone recently that you know of? Or is it just that she's not super nice to you behind your back? Maybe makes fun of how much you drink.
Because you do seem to drink a lot.
You don't make fun of how much I drink. You watch in awe of how much I drink. You understand, half man?
Yes. I mean, I was saying what others might think. I am very impressed, sir. And he'll like bow rapidly. He's like, I am very impressed, sir. But the point notwithstanding, so is Mabel actually dangerous, or is she just mean? Because there's a big difference.
He's like, here, watch this. I mean, he takes his drink and he pounds the rest of it. And he takes your drink and he pounds the rest of it. And he takes River's drink and he realizes it's milk. He doesn't care. He pounds the rest of it. And he slams it down. And he's like, look, I know what I know. And I know, don't trust her. She's got a wire crossed. That's that.
Okay. One last question, and then we'll leave you to your drink. Thank you for drinking mine, by the way. I'm very happy for that. How do you feel about Canute and Brigella? Are they also two-faced?
No! Shit! Those are fighting words. You'll never find better than those two. They're just the best around. No one's gonna ever bring them down.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. That's very poetic. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I don't have any more questions, Master River. I think we're done here.
No, we are not done here. I need some more milk. And secondly, if you are here to help Canute, if you care so much about Canute, tell me, what can I do to help them? They seem like such good patrons, such good business people to everyone here. I think they deserve some help. Tell me, what can I do to help them?
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? Any idiot with a brain between his ears could tell you. You kill that fuck over there. And you look, and Caspinage just walked in the door.
Oh, okay.
Kelwyn hides behind River's legs, essentially, at this point. He's like, oh no.
Yeah, as soon as he says, kill that, I'm going to grab my sword out, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to say, I'm going to put it back in my sheath. I understand. You, my sir, you could be a good man. The next saucer of milk will be on me. And I'll extend my tabaxi hand to him.
He kind of looks at it and he just gives it like a slap, sort of half shake, like it's gruff, but you can tell it's like he means no disrespect. That's like as close as he comes to a handshake. And he's like, give me some more fucking milk, Brigella, I guess. Make it a double. And yeah. So Caspian comes in, and he doesn't take his usual seat. He kind of starts walking around the place and actually mingling now and talking to patrons, which seems different from the way it was the other night. Are you going to like check back? Have you been checking in with Helena? I know you're like obviously you're having a conversation, Cullen, but
yeah, I mean, obviously not in the middle of the conversation, but once it's over and
right.
Caspian comes in, and I'm gonna hide behind River and look back into Helena.
Okay, yeah. So that's during the conversation is why you missed him coming in. But within the next few minutes, you check back in, you'll see Clement and his two guards approach, and the two guards will come inside, and Clement kind of continues up the road a little bit. So it's, Caspian comes in, and then within 5-10 minutes later, the two guards with Clement come in as well. And they take their same table over here that they were sitting at the night before.
Got it. And is Akamak and his patrons in here as well right now, or no?
They are, yeah. Bram and Lively and Akamak, for that matter, he's just at the bar, are all just finishing up their dinner.
Okay. Good to know.
He didn't really seem like he had anything to do with it. As much as I hate him for cutting his toenails.
Are you talking to us? About us? Or just to yourself? It's so hard to say.
I just give him an empty smile and don't say anything. Like.
I just stare at him for a second. Fascinating.
Kellen's gonna pop back in after a few moments of just like observing the area and making sure that there isn't a big caravan coming in, and then he'll just whisper up to River. He's like, I think we need to talk to the others. Maybe we need to investigate Mabel a little bit more.
I honestly think investigating Look, you seem smarter than I. I will follow you, but I'm telling you, investigating the family of the boy who is dead is going to be fruitless. But please, continue.
No, I mean, I agree. I don't think it makes any sense from a logical perspective, but Master Alistair said he got a weird feeling from her, and this guy is kind of saying the same thing. So we don't have any other leads, and she kind of does fit this description at least. And we haven't really asked her or even Canute much about his family other than keeping them out of it. So, I don't really know how to further this line of inquiry at this point, but I think it's our best lead, and since these guys are in here, it means that they're not about to ambush yet. We probably have a little bit of time.
I guess what you're saying kind of makes sense to me. I don't know, but what I do know is that whenever the people try to attack that Duke or whatever you got the information of, we should be there to stop and kill them and get rid of their means.
Oh, absolutely. If they leave, we have a good idea that something's gonna be going down soon. So I think we just keep an eye on them. If they start leaving, then we start leaving. But until then, like, let's just ask around a little bit. I mean, this all seems a little weird to me.
Well, given your intelligence, as long as you do not disrespect my friends, I have no problem following you wherever you'd like to go, Master Kilvin.
Don't you think that they might consider us a bit suspicious that we're gathering so much information, though?
Oh, are you with us now, Taji?
He's not with us.
Oh wait, am I?
Now are you talking to us or are you talking to yourself? I can't quite
That's
tell.
why he asked. I was like,
You look over,
I thought
and
everybody
Taji
was still
is
at the
right
table.
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I
Taji's
mean,
right there. He's just like
Yeah.
creeped over while we've been having this conversation.
yep.
He's just standing like way over you, like leaning over. So you look up, and it's just his head. It's just bright white eyes, and he just like his eyes are always super wide, and he's just speaking these crazy ramblings. But if you actually stop and listen to him, they make sense.
Oh, hi, Taji. We were just talking about.
Hello.
We were just talking about talking with the others and doing some more investigating. So, let's go do that now. And Kelvin will kind of run away from Tajit and towards Alistair and Denalsi.
Wait! Stop! I go over, and I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna touch his head, and I'm gonna sniff it.
You're gonna
Go,
touch
go.
it and what?
Sniff your
Sniff
head.
you.
Sniff it?
Sniff it.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's just gonna keep running. If you're chasing him, he'll just keep running. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
want.
I'm gonna. Wait. I have something important to do.
All right, so he was running towards. Kelvin was running towards Alistair and Denalsi, but because Tajit was chasing him, he's now basically just doing like a Scooby Doo, like back and forth sort of thing between the tables, like, and totally
So this
not
was
being
the-
conspicuous whatsoever in all of this.
Yeah.
So this over here is the booth you guys were sitting at.
Which one?
Which one?
Oh, over here? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Way on the left.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
So Tajit comes chasing Kelvin over,
I'll be like,
and
"Then I'll see."
Kelvin just like runs under the table and pops up like on the other side of Alistair.
I look at him up. I look at the table like, what the hell? And then when he pops up, I'll be like, you have magic too. Denalsi, turn into that long thing and restrain him now.
I said, I don't understand.
Okay. How about instead of that, we do this? And I just like do the whole magician thing, and suddenly there's like a bouquet of blue roses, and I give them to Tajit.
I'm going to.
Oh my God.
I just sort of hand them to him.
These are beautiful. Oh, so tender, so nice smelling. It reminds me of. No, I'm not going to be reminded of them, but they're so nice. Well, what are we talking
Boy,
about?
and I just have him like sit down next to me, like just keeping an eye on him.
So, did you learn anything interesting?
Well, we
Not
did,
in that
Kelman's gonna kind of like glance over a little bit at River, be like, it seems like Mabel is, at least in the opinion of Pavlo, two-faced, but not, he doesn't seem to have any bad feelings about her parents. So, you know, that in of itself seems to be enough to go on to say that, you know, we should follow that lead a little bit more. Again, I don't understand why anyone would possibly try to sabotage their own parents' livelihoods, and I don't know, she doesn't seem, I'm not that good with a sword, so I don't really know, but she doesn't seem that tough, does she? Like, is she really bossing around all those big scary people?
Well, I mean, you don't look that tough, but you've got some badass magic up your sleeve, so maybe it's not about looking tough. Maybe she's got other ways of making it happen.
Yeah, and I put my arm around him and I say, the world, Kelwin, is a harsh mistress.
River, did you follow over in these shenanigans? Like, you trying to have a normal conversation
I did
with
kind of just
Kelvin? Tajit just like.
and walk over behind Kelvin, yeah.
Do we just so I know, given my very limited experiences with Mabel, you know, and not really, you know, being a particular expert necessarily, but did I get any sense that she seemed like she was skilled in anything non-martial? Because obviously I wouldn't know shit about her martial ability, but She seemed like a bar girl to me, right? Like I didn't get any weird.
She seems like a bar girl to you.
She's
Yeah.
more
You're
than
not
just a
picking
bar
up
girl to me.
Anything. You don't see what Alistair sees.
Right.
There is magic in her eyes.
Okay.
So
Now,
I'm
if she's playing the part, she's cool to you. Let's put it that way.
I'm sniffing the bouquet, and I'm gonna think. And I'm still calm because I have the flowers in my hand. And I too could understand why she may have some qualms with what her family is doing. Parents can do dark things to their children.
What are you talking about? Who does that? No one does. It's like I have brothers and sisters and parents, and they're all very nice. Like the worst they ever do is make fun of me sometimes, but you know that's normal.
I take his hand and hold it in between my two hands, and I say, "A harsh mistress."
It's hard.
Now I say, but I do have a plan, because I think what we need to do to rule out or in Mabel as a source of or a possible suspect, I should say. We need to check her room, see if there are any cloaks in it that match the description that Anila told us about.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be any good with that.
Oh no, I'll take this one on myself. Don't you worry about it.
Okay, how are you going to get into her room?
I say, watch and learn, and I get up. I walk back over to the stage with my lute, and I say, loudly, because I'm assuming that the place is much busier now with with people, so there's more, talking and laughter and revelry. So I want to make sure that I'm heard, and I say, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have a moment of your attention, please. I'd like to play you all a song, but this one specifically is dedicated to the lovely hostess here, Mabel. And I take out the lute, and I start playing and sing. The world's on fire, no one can save me but you. A strange desire make foolish people do. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. And so on and so forth.
Alright.
That was good.
That was really good.
Insight
I don't
check,
remember
which
the
I
words.
actually
That was all I could think of.
Well, Adam's a very talented. All right, so I would ask you.
That
to give
was,
me
for
an
those of you who
insight
couldn't
check.
recognize it, Wicked Game by Chris Isaac.
No, I never heard that one before.
It
I don't-
sounds much
I don't
better
know.
when he
Wicked
sings it, I can tell you
Chris
that.
Isaac
Wicked
or any of that is,
Studios.
but-
Wicked Studios, Wicked Game.
Oh man!
Well, sir.
All right, so as you're singing, you notice that Mabel doesn't pay much attention to it,
But who does?
but Caspin looks quite upset.
I figured he might. So after I finish, I'll just head toward the bar, but I want to walk by his table on my way there. And talk to different people throughout the the bar, just say hello, introduce myself, that kind of thing as I head over.
Sure. So he's been kind of, throwing daggers at the dartboard, and as you walk across, he kind of makes a point to go to get his dagger and gives you like a hard shoulder as like an incidental bump, but obviously it was not an incidental bump.
When he bumps me, I just look at him and say, "Ooh, I say that you're a bit clumsy. You better be careful with those knives." And just give him a wink.
He gives you a smile, and he's one of those like, I'll I'll see you later type of like this is going to get settled one way or another. But like Caspian, that's something.
They're totally dating.
As all this is happening, Kelwin is gonna just like kind of drag River along, and anyone else who's interested is like, I'm gonna go talk to Canute real quick.
I'll come too. Yeah.
I'll just sit at the bar and drink and try to talk them into giving me a free drink, although it's already free.
Kelwin will look askance at Alistair, like trying to. He's like, should we tell him or?
No, this is super funny. Don't tell him.
Okay, anyways, and just try to find Canute, ideally in the back, if in the kind of the back area that he took us to last time, or ask him to if we can discuss back there.
That was the booth over here that he had you at. But he's around. He's kind of like the floor manager. Like he doesn't have any one specific job that he's doing, but he's always around, just checking on customers and filling in wherever needed. So he's not hard to find. You can flag him down.
Okay.
And,
well, we're way too close to the guards right now, though, to talk, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's true. So you kind of bring him wherever you want to, or it's a big enough tavern where there's plenty of places.
Sure, we'll just go
quietly. You know?
I'll just go with Kenry. It's like just act casual. We're just walking over, and then gesture for the others to follow, and kind of like ask Canute to follow as well.
Sure. So when you say to act casually, just gets like really stiff, and he's like, "So we have there's the mutton. You should try the mutton." And it's just like trying to act natural, but it's so conscious of himself now that it seems very forced.
Kelwin is equally unnatural. He's like, "Oh, the mutton, yes, sounds delicious."
Well, maybe I should sit down and tell you about the way the sheep were raised. We take very good care of them. And he sits down at the table with you.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Kelwin will kind of sit down. He's like, so Canute, I'm sorry, I don't have like the history that, and River's with us, obviously. He's quietly patting the lawn because he's AFK right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
And Canute like cuts you off, and he's like, just to be clear, we don't actually want to talk about the mutton, right?
No, we're not talking about the mutton.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Sorry.
Can you tell me a little bit about your family, though? Like in particular, Mabel. How has she been handling everything? Since Dodd died.
People grieve in different ways. Mabel, she's always been a strong girl, a happy girl. I'm sure that she feels the loss, but I think she doesn't want to show it. I think she thinks that it would make it harder on me and her mother. She's a caring girl. She's always been a very sweet girl.
Sure. And does she stay here in the inn with you guys? Does she live here?
Oh yes. Yep. We have our own quarters, of course.
Do you share quarters with her, or does she have her own?
Well, I mean, I'm still a man, right? You can't share quarters with your daughter.
No. Okay, well,
No, we're all the way down at the end of the hall. We try to keep ourselves away from the guests. Bogella and I on one side, and Mabel on the other.
We think, there might be something of there might be something of interest in her room. So I was just wondering if we could just check in on it real quick before something goes down. We did tell Canute that something was going down tonight, right? In our last
yeah, he actually he kind of did.
Yeah, okay. So, and I'll be like, before what happens tonight, I'd like to just check real quick. It would be potentially very important to our investigation.
So he's like, he was like all ready to cut you off. And he's like, what could possibly be important in Mabel's room? But then it's like that exact phrasing, like important to our investigation. He's like, well, I mean, you are the experts. If Master River vouches for you, that's as good enough for me. If you've met Cato, anyone who's good enough for Cato is good enough for me, and anyone who's good enough for River. And I trust you.
The transitive
I don't
property.
see what
Yes, yes.
going through.
Transitive property.
Transitive property. I like it.
He looks at you like you spoke another language, but he's like, but okay, yeah, but please don't make a mess. I don't want. She'd be furious if she knew I let someone into her room.
Right,
You know how
of course
kids
not.
can be.
Yes, yes. We'll keep this hush hush. You don't want your family to get involved. We don't want to involve them either. So we'll just do this real quick, and no one will know. They'll be the wiser.
Sure.
Okay. Does
I
he
guess.
give me a key, or is it just like it's presumed unlocked?
Oh no, he gives you a key.
Got it. And Kelwin will just kind of be like, "Come on, guys. We don't have a lot of time. Let's go."
Yep, I'll
Please
follow.
lead the way. Yes.
And Kelwin just like scurries off, like just as fast as his little gnome legs can carry him,
Everybody
like
stands up.
in a pseudo casual, like power walking sort of thing, over to the rooms. I think it's on the
Sure.
opposite side.
All right, so it's Denalci,
River.
Kelwin, River, just
Yep.
the three of you? All right, so you've left Tajit alone in the tavern.
No,
We're
well,
gonna-
Alistair.
I'm
And
still
catch up
I'm at the
in a
bar.
second. Yeah, but
Because I'm still trying to get invited into the room. I don't know that they've just got a key.
Well, if we passed Alistair on our way, we would have told him. So if you're like
The
these
stairs
two
are on the other side, yeah.
yeah. So I'll tell
Alistair
you.
would have been the perfect cover. Because like if you guys get caught, you can just hide under the bed, and there will be Alistair naked.
Yeah, no. So Kelvin will totally just tell. He's like, we have the key to Mabel's room. Like, let's go.
Well, all right then. I said I still plan on getting invited in later on this evening, but
I
will
don't care
join
about
you.
that. Yeah, that's
But
fine.
I'll
That's
join you
totally
now.
fine.
Get a lay of the land.
And we're okay leaving him unattended.
No, not
I'm sure he'll be
really.
fine.
No.
Yeah, totally.
Hey,
Leave him unattended. We're gonna have so much fun.
I'll just walk over to Tajit and I'll be like, hey, come on, why don't we all stick together, bud, just in case. And I'll just like, I'm assuming he's still got the blue flowers, so I'm just gonna like take one hand of his that isn't on the blue flowers and just kind of like lead him along with us.
I say, how many more of those flowers can you make?
I never thought of it that way before, but I don't think there's a limit, so...
And are you good with rose petals, are you?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Roses, lilies.
Great. Yeah, no, the rose petals I think would be perfect. Let's head up to the room.
Patrick, we just asked your character to join us. We're gonna go to Mabel's room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say sure.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Tajit. All right, so you guys head upstairs. You pass a couple of patrons going in and out of their rooms as you go, and you try to act natural, but it's not too hard to wait for the coast to be clear, and you have the key, so it's easy enough to get into the room.
Do we want someone to like stay out here and act as a lookout, or we're just gonna all go in there?
If you would like me to stay out here, I am not the best at investigating things. I can post guard if you'd like.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just please, how about we do what would be a good code word or signal for us to know that we need to hide or something? Ask River.
Blood.
Blood works fine for me personally. I
think
don't
that might
really
be
care.
a little suspicious. How about a loud sneeze or cough? Sort of a cough followed by 3 smaller coughs.
Like a.
Was that a meow? The river does his best impression of popping up a hairball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. No one will find that at all suspicious. But just make before you're licking yourself before you do it.
I don't. Yeah, you know, I can do what you're doing if that makes it better for you. Of course.
Okay, that's good. Let's hurry, guys. We don't want to.
I'm
be
already in the room, like, just doing detect magic while they're having this conversation. Just a nice little ritual cast.
She already found
Sure,
everything.
yeah, you're 10 minutes in by the time they're done talking about coughing.
Pretty much.
So we're gonna go in. I'll unlock the door. We'll go in, and then basically, Kelwyn is gonna tell the others that he's looking for anything that might potentially tie her to the mastermind, like a cloak or something of that nature. But if they see anything else that's interesting and not in character for what a barmaid would have in her room, like
Okay, yeah, because you were going to have to explain interesting to Alistair.
Sure.
right? No, basically, if it's not the sort of thing you would expect to see in a
lingerie.
barmaid, Alistair.
Right. Straight to the underwear drawer.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're on the same page.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm casting
Alright,
detect
so-
magic as a ritual.
With all of you guys checking the room, somebody give me an investigation check with advantage, and that'll be for the search.
I'll do it.
We'll see if Denalcy gets her 10 minutes.
It's a panty
Ooh, there you go.
raid.
So you are certain that there is nothing in this room that is suspicious, with the one exception being there is a locked trunk under her bed, which isn't necessarily suspicious. You know, it's not an uncommon thing for a person to have. It's just the only thing that you haven't been able to. You don't know what's in there. You know, everything else you've scoured the room top to bottom, and you're confident that nothing else seems out of place.
And this trunk, it looks like a normal like Foot Locker trunk, or what? Does
Yeah.
it, like,
Yep.
what's the filigree?
Nice vocab.
1 second while I Google the definition for filigree.
No, I just mean like, is it like gilded with gold, or like does it look like it's valuable? Like the
no.
it's just
I
a
mean, it
plain
looks
Foot
nice.
Locker.
Does it appear?
Are there any,
Is it-
like, hairpins or anything like that?
Yeah, can someone pick this?
Well, does the
Yeah.
chest seem magical? Like, is anything pinging on my detect magic?
You're not there yet. So you
10
were
minutes
2 minutes
past.
in when they got there, and it took him probably 3 minutes, 4 minutes to case the
All right.
room. So at
Little
this
bit
point,
longer.
you're still performing your ritual.
Yeah, I want to see if
Okay.
there's anything I can use to pick the lock.
Oh yeah, you can definitely find a hairpin. It's a young woman's room.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. What I use, I am proficient in thieves' tools, although I don't have any. So would I use sleight of
Since
hand?
you're
Would I
using a
use?
hairpin, I would give you thieves' tools with disadvantage to
Okay.
pick the lock.
Ooh, you're gonna fail.
While he's doing that and everybody's so serious, I imagine Denalcy is like kneeling or doing some to ritual
Yeah.
cast.
Oh!
I'm just like,
Pretty good.
are
16.
you fine? Are you good? Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So-
I'm doing stuff. That's all.
Oh, okay.
You understand how to pick a lock. You know, you're trying to bypass each one of the, what's the word for it? Like within the lock,
Tumblers.
there's the tumblers. Thank you. So this is like you're just shoving a hairpin into a hole. Like there's nothing to finesse. There's no inner workings. It just seems like nothing. And you seem skilled enough to know that like you're not just fucking it up. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
And right about the time you're like getting frustrated with it, Denalcy, you
Yeah.
finish casting detect magic and realize this is just all kinds of magical.
The chest
the
itself,
lock-
or anything else
chest-
in the room.
Oh,
The whole
cans of
chest, the
magical.
lock. That's it.
Oh, okay, the chest and the lock. And so I finish casting and I look over at Alistair and I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to need more than a hairpin because that's all kinds of magic and whatnot.
Yeah, that
Well-
explains why I couldn't open it. I keep the hairpin though, because it might
It's
help later
lovely.
on.
Gyrus, given my experience with magic, how rare do I consider like the sort of chest that has like a magical lock versus like a mundane one?
Not rare per se, but expensive.
Okay, like something that's would probably be outside the the price point for a barmaid on a normal salary.
Yeah, I mean, her parents own the inn, so maybe if she asked for money 30 times and saved up for several months.
Okay.
But at the very least, it's a big purchase regardless. And what would she need to safeguard?
Right. Do I get the feeling that if we just try to bash it open, it'll like go bonkers or set off a trap or something, or is it just more of a you can't do it?
And also, you did specify that it wasn't just the lock; it was the whole chest that's magical, right?
Yeah. So the lock is magic, the chest is magic. Oh, what kind of magic is it? Because it does tell me what school of magic it is. If that helps.
I don't know, like whatever arcane lock, like the opposite of knock would be. I'm not really
Okay,
like it's
I
not
think
like it's a specific spell. It's just
Yeah. I think
Like
that's
I guess that
abjuration.
would, maybe
Probably abjuration.
instead of abjuration, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she mentioned
Lee
it was
Kim
the, 'cause-
confirms that it's aberration. Excuse me, abjuration.
Lee Kim.
Which
I'm not on.
and I've learned
my-
to trust Lee Kim.
Lee Kim knows everything. Thanks for tuning in, by the way, Lee Kim. Yeah, so Denalsi did specify that it was the whole chest and not just the lock, because you'd be familiar enough to know that there are, like, you can just buy like a magical padlock, and it's like the cheaper way out where you could still smash the chest, but the lock itself can't be tampered with. This is the chest and the lock, the whole shebang. So you know that trying to smash it is going to prove fruitless.
Okay, well, this is kind of suspicious, guys. I was gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because it doesn't really make any sense, but what would a barmaid need a magical chest for? Like, magical locks aren't even that common.
I told you she was suspect number one.
Okay, well, we don't have that much time, right? So maybe the only way in at this point is to get the key from her. Do you want to try to do that, Master Alistair?
I mean, I sure can try, but is it a key that they use, or is there another spell that needs to be undone?
I mean, what is the impression we're getting from it? I was
Give me check.
Arcana.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
You're not
That's
really
9.
sure? You think it's a key? It would make sense to you that it would be a key.
Quick question. The lock itself does have something that looks like a key would fit in it, right? If nothing else, like the
Yes.
physical
Mhm.
chest.
Yeah, and you know enough to figure that, like, these things are made by magical people, but they're not necessarily sold to magical people. So
Right.
yeah, there might be a magical way around it, but for the layman, like if you need magic to open it, you're very much limiting your clientele.
Hmm.
But
How
there is like some out there.
How long do you think it would take for you to work your magic, Master Alistair?
Well, it all depends on, I mean, a number of things. So, finding a key, I mean, if it's on her person, well, then I think that I could find it fairly quickly. But now, once, there's obviously, ins and outs and what have yous that need to happen in between, and then she needs to fall asleep and such. So, I mean, we could be talking 20 minutes.
I could.
20.
I could hold her in place with my
Give me a
magic.
perception check.
Who?
And you could take the key. We just need a way to get her out of the sight of the others.
I mean, I don't think that her owning this chest is evidence of her guilt. I feel like it would be wrong to use magic or coercion. You know, this isn't proof that she's evil. It's just a proof that there's something at least worth investigating.
Who needed to roll the perception check?
Anybody who wants to, give me a perception check.
I'll do it.
What if we're outside just
10.
watching the traffic?
Yeah, no, shit, I forgot, River, never mind, forget all you people. River, give me a perception.
Okay.
His was much better than the rest of ours anyway.
It was.
The boy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So the hallway was a little busy when you were first coming up, but it's been quiet for the 10 plus minutes since. And then you hear footsteps coming up the stairs. Do you take any precaution?
I'm just gonna go.
There's the
God,
signal.
oh God.
There's the signal. Everybody, we
hiding
need
in
you to
here?
hide. Get out the window. Something. I said,
So,
Denalci, I'm gonna need a handful of rose petals, not red, because I don't want to get that crazy fucker upset. Any other color would be great.
Nice, gorgeous, pale blue rose petals
Okay.
everywhere. And I'm diving
So,
under the bed. I'm under the bed.
And
Okay,
I
so
think
that's-
I'm pretty adept at getting my clothes off quickly.
Bruce
We're
Almighty.
going for it.
Okay,
I'm gonna
we're-
dive under the bed.
All
I
right,
guess.
so
if
you
I
got Alistair on the bed with rose petals. Denalci's under the bed. Tajik and Kelwin.
Kelwin's definitely going in the closet. He's like, not the bed, not the bed. There's chests under the bed.
I'm under the bed already, so
And-
that's taking y'all.
Kelwin will take the chest though, and yeah, he'll hold on to it. He'll hold on to it for right now. So he has the chest, and he runs.
Well,
into the
it's
closet.
big. It's like a foot locker, so it's like
It's
I
like
don't
at
know,
the foot of her
3
bed.
you know, like it's 3 feet by
Oh
like.
fuck it!
8
He's gonna shove it back under the bed and go into the closet.
Okay, yeah.
Did she just go in the closet?
Like,
You won't fit down
the-
here.
10 minutes pass and help us move this thing like 6 inches. Just like. All right. So, Tajik, what is Tajik doing? You just watched.
Is there?
Hear a cough, everybody scrambles. And Alistair is
I'm
naked.
gonna be like, no. What do I do? I'm gonna go to the corner and I'm gonna post myself.
We can all still see you. You need to hide. You need to hide there, friend.
That worked last time. Denalci.
Go in the closet, buddy.
So meanwhile, in the hall, back in the hall, River, Caspin comes up at the top of the stairs and just looks at you as you're like acting like you're hacking up a hairball.
I'm gonna
Please
wave
walk
my,
into her room.
my,
Please
Okay.
walk into her
wave
room.
my hand at him. But like I'm fine. I need a moment.
So he
Oh my
starts
gosh,
walking down the hall, and then he turns off into the public bathroom.
We have a naked bard for this.
That's true.
Man, this won't go.
Do you just stay outside or what?
No.
Like, because where you are is not like their rooms are kind of far enough off that it doesn't make sense that you'd just be hanging out there. You'd gather that like.
I'm going to. I'm just gonna like the doors here. Do they have like door handles? Is it like a knob you turn and it like moves a
No.
mechanism, or is it just like swings open?
No, it's like a standard door with a doorknob.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the door and I'm gonna go in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you head into the same communal bathroom as Caspin.
Yeah, I'm
And,
gonna make more of those like at the sink area.
So he comes out, after about 30 seconds of you just retching into the sink and gives you a look, and it's just like, he doesn't know whether this is something alarming or whether it's just normal tabaxi hairball shit.
Right.
But he doesn't really care. And and he heads out of the bathroom kind of shaking his head.
Okay. Once he walks out, I'll give it about 3 seconds, and then I'll walk back out and check the hallway, see if anyone's there.
Give me a perception check.
Is there anyone in the hallway? Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh, shit!
There's no one there.
When you were down by their rooms, so the hallway kind of goes straight and then widens out a little bit before their rooms. So there's this little corner, and you can notice just a sliver of his elbow poking out where he went down to that corner and is tucked behind it.
Towards the room where all of my allies are?
It's right next to their door, hiding in the corner from you. And you fucking eagle eye. There's a square centimeter of his arm is poking out from cover, and you just sniff that shit right out. With his natural 2, by the way, or natural 20.
Ooh.
For perception. I'm gonna start trying to call out rolls for you guys listening if I think of it.
Okay.
Adam, help me out here.
Yeah, I will try to remember that as well.
Well, I am going to. So DM, can I take the disengage action as I walk past him? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to nonchalantly walk past him like I don't see him initially, even though I know I see him. But
Sure.
Being prepared in case he tries to knock me over the head or something crazy like that, so I can run past him.
All right. So as you walk past him, he's just frozen in place, hoping you don't see him.
So okay. In that case, I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to go. Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look at him in the corner. I'm going to say, "Oh, excuse me. I didn't see you there."
He's this is very awkward for him. It's must have. He starts to try to think of a lie. Fuck you, and leaves.
Yes. Fuck you as well. Have a good evening.
Okay.
So he turns
Meanwhile,
and throws a dagger. He's just whipping by your head and sticks in the wall next to you.
Right.
And as you take a second to look at the dagger, when you look back, he's gone.
hey man, free dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I will take the dagger and I will put it in my backpack.
It's got a good weight to it. It's nice.
Add 1 dagger.
Back in the room.
That's a
Alistair's naked.
Yeah.
Taji is still just standing against the wall. Nothing is happening.
I'll sort of
Someone's
take my
gonna-
shirt and throw it so it lands on top of him, so it at least covers his face.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like a lampshade, like this.
If he's gone, I'll open the door and I'll say, false alarm. I apologize, and I'll just close the door back.
Okay.
I'm gonna scramble out from
Well,
under the bed.
It's worth noting, when you open the door to notify that false alarm, you don't see anybody else, but Alistair is naked on the bed with rose petals covering.
I'll immediately avert my eyes. False alarm. False alarm. Close the door.
The fuck is going on in
Awesome.
here? All right, and with that, I think we'll take our first break of the evening. So go do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back very
All right, we'll be back in a moment,
Stay
folks.
tuned.
Stay with us. thanks for waiting, folks, and now we will continue Ravanna.
All right. So real quick, I forgot everything that happened. Just give me the minute, but just give me the minutes real quick. Now, all right. So Alistair is currently naked.
Yep.
in the room, and you guys are all just seemingly okay with that. But Caspin had come up for some sort of reason, tried to hide outside her room. Although River never mentioned it.
Yeah,
No,
River
he didn't
didn't tell
mention
us
that.
that.
So he said false
Yeah.
alarm.
We don't know.
So.
False alarm. That's right.
That's true.
I'll
All
explain.
right. So
I'll explain later, Connor.
false alarm. You guys are good.
Okay, Alistair, Master Alistair, why don't you go do your thing? We'll just go back to the common area and keep an eye out so that, if any trouble goes up, we'll be ready to help you.
I'm usually pretty good in this area, so I'll start getting, I guess, dressed again. But let's leave the rose petals. It's a nice touch.
Sure.
Yep.
And I start
She's gonna-
peeling them from my naked body because.
Oh my god.
I'm not coming out until you tell
Yeah,
me
no,
that you've got your clothes on.
I mean,
Got one stuck to his ass.
yeah.
I still think I'm invisible. Like they can't see me. They don't know that I'm here.
I mean, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes.
What if
I'll
they
come
forget
back
that I'm
out.
here?
I was joking. I don't have pants, and I'm fine.
Ah.
I'm completely clothed.
Would you just look at it?
Would you just look at it?
Let's just get it over
Look
with.
at it, damn you. Look at it.
It's going to happen at some point. You just got to get used to it. Pretty soon, you won't even know.
Hey, it's not me that I'm protecting. It's your pride right now.
So Calvin's just gonna kind of open the door a little bit to peek out and make sure the coast is still clear. He's like, can I see River or anything?
Nope. Yeah, you're good. River's right there. It's
Okay.
the hallway's quiet.
Got it. I'll give him the thumbs up, and then I'll open the door and scurry out. It's like, come on, guys, the coast is clear. Let's go. Master
right.
Alistair, are you gonna stay in here, or are
Well, I'm
you
gonna head back out because I'm not just, I'm not
You
gonna
can't. Yeah.
wait here
He's not gonna be able
forever.
to seduce her from in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be
6 hours later.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
well,
asleep, covered. I've got petals, rose petals stuck to my face. I'm drooling.
okay, so plan
Alright,
A is
so-
Alistair uses his woos Miss Mabel, and if that doesn't work, then we I don't know what else. I mean, we could try to lure Caspin into the room or something, right?
Well, I mean, maybe we should just, if that doesn't work, then maybe we should just focus on, like, the ambush tonight.
I mean,
That's tonight,
if we don't-
right?
Yeah, if we have enough time, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt to do it. But yeah, sure. I'm gonna keep looking out with Helena, and we'll know because the guards and the bandits are probably gonna leave the tavern around the same time then. But until they do, we can try other leads, and if nothing happens, then nothing happens.
Yep.
Okay.
So when you guys go back downstairs, you will, if you're looking, which I assume you are, you'll see Caspin is actually talking to Mabel when you go downstairs, and kind of quickly cuts it off and then leaves, exits the building. But the rest of his goblin and his other two cohorts are back at their usual table, and the other two guards are at their table as well. And they're all, the guards are having dinner, the bandits are having drinks.
Kelwin is going to just grab onto River's leg again and be like, 1 sec. And then I'll blink out into Helena and just see if I can tell where Caspin is headed.
Sure. So you'll watch Caspin walk out and walk back out to the road, and if you follow him, he goes up the road a couple, I don't know, maybe 100 yards, and then he'll kind of dip into the side of the woods. And I mean, as long as you're, just hovering around with the owl, it's not overly conspicuous and it's not hard to see. You can see him. He's talking to Clement.
He's talking, with Clement. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will continue to kind of just observe from a distance, not really trying to overhear what they're saying. Unless there's like wait, so they're in the side of the woods essentially?
Yeah. Like kind of just off the road.
Okay. Oh, got it. So not that far off. Okay, yeah. Because Helena has to be within 100 feet of me for me to be able to see through her. So is it within that range or no?
It isn't. You would be able to. So like, if you kept her in the 100-foot range where you could see through her,
Yeah.
you would to see them at a distance, but not enough to anywhere close to be able to hear anything.
Okay, that's fine. I will just observe them through her eyes then, and just keep an eye on if they head any direction in particular.
Sure. Yeah, so they talk for a few minutes, and then Caspin goes off into the woods, and Clement seems to be staying there.
And to be clear, is he heading in the direction, like when you say woods, you mean the same woods that we went into where we found the camp?
Yes. Yep. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's heading back to the camp, but it's
right. It's a big wood.
Like, so when you go out to the road from the inn, take a right, and he went up the road about 100 yards, and then kind of just dipped off into the woods. And if you went a mile in that direction, deeper into the woods would be where their camp was.
Okay.
A mile.
Yeah. That's fine. I want to be able to see what is happening, so I'm going to just continue to observe through.
Sure. What about the rest of you folks in the tavern?
Yeah, so I'll just just keep flirting with Mabel. Also keeping my eye out for Ledger. Was that his name? Ledger.
Yep, Ledger Harleman.
Ledger Harleman. Yeah. And just in case.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's really all I'm doing while I'm there. And of course,
Sure.
marveling that I keep getting free drinks.
Yeah, I can't believe this is happening.
I am on fire tonight.
River Tajit is killing time.
Yeah, I'm asked, and also like while I see everybody making themselves, what should we do to Elsie?
I don't know.
Maybe
Buddy,
we should
what do
ask
you want
the
to do?
bandits if they want. Maybe we should ask the bandits if they want to play my game.
We should, but maybe not right now. When they're gonna probably do something bad later tonight, and that's when we should try to get them to play our game.
Oh, yes. I've always wanted to play with multiple people. With people
Oh,
licking
yeah.
my fingers.
It'll be a great time, buddy. Don't you worry. Just sit tight.
Yeah. River was gonna do something, but as soon as Kellen grabbed him and kind of like went all blank-eyed, he was just gonna like kind of hold him until he was done.
You're gonna just carry him around like a little baby. Cradle him in your arms.
Just kind of like slowly walk him around. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 10 minutes pass, nothing. 20 minutes pass, nothing. Half hour. Starting to get around about 8 o'clock. It's the tavern is bustling.
Alistair's getting nowhere with Mabel.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's right. Back to Alistair. So it's tough because like it's kind of busy, so you keep trying to flirt with her during
rush
trying
hour.
to strike up conversation, but she's yeah, exactly.
Just a few comments here or there. That just try to keep things going. If I get bored, I'll play a little lute on the on the stage.
Sure. Yeah, she seems like she's totally into it. Just busy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's happy to
Well, I understand that at some
banter
point,
here and there for
she's-
30 seconds.
Yeah. So at one point, I mean, I figure at some point, things will slow down and she'll be able to,
Right.
to stop her work. I'm just laying the groundwork.
Kelwin's gonna like if he
About
fades
a
back.
half an hour.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So about a half an hour passes. She finally gets like a free, and she sits down next to you at the bar.
Oh, all right. So, I say, wow, I have to say, I admire all your hard work. You do it effortlessly, however.
Well, it requires very little effort, doesn't it? I'm just serving drinks.
Oh, yes, but I've been in my fair share of pubs and taverns, and you do it with a certain style and grace that I haven't seen before.
I'm sure you have.
Oh, no, I wouldn't lie to a lady like yourself.
Again, not a lady.
Well, I'm not a gentleman, and so
Yeah, she does. She laughs at that.
I say, what time do you get off of work here?
She kind of smiles at you, and then just the brigada puts a couple beer, like a tray of beers down, and she takes them and goes off back to work without answering you. Outside,
She could have at least left a
Kelwin.
beer.
Yeah, should learn by now. You see what Clement has been waiting for. 2 more guards come up, and he meets them in the road and directs them. You can gauge just from the visual that he directs them to the inn.
Oh jeez. And Kelwin will snap back to immediately, and it's like, Master River, Clement has 2 more guards. There are so many people. What are we gonna do?
You snap back to me, right? Like
Yeah.
you're no longer.
Yeah.
I'll just look down to you and I'll say, if there are 2 more guards, surely we have the upper hand of surprise. We can simply find them wherever you say they are, and we will ambush them.
Well, they're coming to the inn right now, and we can't just ambush guards in the middle of the street.
Oh, well,
They're guards.
Remember, we were supposed to attack them whenever they go to attack the Duke or whatever you said, right?
Yeah, but then now they're going to all be together. These 2 guards are going to come to the inn, and then they're going to rendezvous with the 2 guards that are here, and that's 4 guards. And then they've also got the bandits, and I don't know if they're all going at the same time, but oh my god. And Kelwin's having like a little panic attack.
Guards come in.
If there is not a way where we can attack them in self-defense, then we should not worry about it, and we should put it off maybe until another time.
Okay, I mean, well, I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out at this point, but this isn't good. This does not look good. No.
I will take direction from you. You seem much more intelligent than I am. By all means, please inform me if there is something we should be acting on.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm going to go talk to Akamak real quick, just to give him a heads up about what's going on.
So yeah,
And Kelwin's just gonna like scurry over to Akamak.
Sure. The other 2 guards come in and they sit down with the 2 guards that are already there. Apamak is just sitting and drinking and keeping an eye on his employers.
Yeah. So I'll just give him kind of the lowdown of the situation, in the interest of expediency, unless there's something in particular you need me to like roll for. In conveying this to him. And then I would also.
He hears this and.
Go ahead.
So you're completely forthright with him. You don't hold anything back.
I'm telling him everything I know that I think is pertinent. So specifically that we believe that a Duke is going to be attacked caravan tonight. That there are 4 guards plus Clement as well as Caspin and his gang, and that I'll go tell his employer next. But I wanted to give him the heads up, and obviously he should tell his employer not to interfere.
So when he hears this, he kind of like at the Duke, he perks up, and he's like he doesn't cut you off. He kind of lets you come to. He doesn't let you finish, but he lets you come to like a breath, and he like puts a finger up, and he goes over and he whispers. Then you watch him whisper into Bram's ear, and they kind of have a conversation back and forth. And he comes back, and Bram and Lily go upstairs, and he comes and he's very solemn. He's like a really very serious guy, and he goes, "You have my aid. This is serious."
And my axe.
Yeah, bitches.
Kelwin will be like, "Okay, sounds good. Thank you. I'll be sure to let you know when we're leaving, but we're probably gonna stay here until we see the guards or the bandits head out, and then we'll try to tail them inconspicuously."
It's like a good plan. You are a wise man, Kelwin. You'll go far.
If I survive the night, sure. Kelwin looks a little dejected. Kelwin looks a little dejected at this point, even though he's half convinced he's gonna die.
Yeah. There's like the heroes who are just like totally about it. And there's the ones who are like, "This is so fucking dangerous."
Yep, that's Kelwin.
I hear you. All right, so if nobody else is doing anything, you kind of time passes, and it seems just like a regular night at the inn. The guards are talking amongst themselves. Anybody who's watching the guards, give me a perception check.
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll say that Kelwin is too focused on switching in and out of Eagle. Alpha
I rolled
to
a
notice.
4, so I'm too focused on Mabel.
I
Denise
rolled
got a
like
20.
shit, but I am proficient, so I will roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 20, not a nat 20, but a 20 total.
Jeez,
Over to Sheet.
even
You
less.
got a one.
Yeah, so you're the only one who was able to pick this up. That it's nothing huge, but the guards do not know each other. Like you watch this, the other two come in and talk to the other two, and it's very clear to you that they're making introductions.
I'll relay this to the rest of the
They're
group.
not comfortable.
Yeah, I'll relay this to the rest of the group throughout the night, and I'll just turn to Kelwin and be like, "Okay, they must have really brought in, some new recruits for this one. I mean, they are trying to take on a Duke after all, but yeah. Yeah, those two, they are not good buddies. They just met."
And also the Caspin's 3 men who are in there don't seem quite as casual and fun-loving as they were the night before. Before they were just like throwing darts and drinking and being dicks, and now they're kind of doing the same thing, but it's more like out of habit than anything. They seem tense.
Okay.
And the time passes. And it's getting late, and the locals start to head home, and people one by one are heading up to their rooms, and it's like midnight at this point.
Well, luckily I went to bed so early the night before that I'm refreshed.
Yes. As a matter of fact, everybody I want a group performance check just to not seem out of place that you're still in the bar so late.
Oh, shit. I rolled a natural 1.
Alistair!
That's my thing, too. That's my best score.
Come on, dude.
You know what? I'm going to give Alistair advantage. Give me another
Woo!
roll.
7.
Oh my god, it's only one higher. He rolled a 6 as a nat 1, and then he rolled a 7.
Well, this is the way I look at it. I am just clearly trying to get into Mabel's pants. That's the only reason I'm here. And it's apparently very obvious to everybody.
Like, Tajid looks more normal than you right now. You got a 21.
I'm just like sipping tea.
The group performance check, guys. Let's just see how it averages out. maybe it's okay.
Yep.
God.
it might be all right. So you can see for about a half an hour there, like the guards are kind of looking at. Are you guys all? I'm assuming you're not all together. You're just kind of here and there throughout the bar.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm at
And,
the bar.
I am
so-
with Kelvin. I will stay with Kelvin.
Okay.
Yeah, Kelvin is basically hanging out with River at this point, and that's pretty much it.
I'll hang out with Tajik.
So yeah, Kelvin and River actually draw the most glances because Tajik just faded into the background, and so did Denalci. And Alistair is just like kind of gotten a little drunk now and is kind of blatantly hitting on Mabel. But they're not really sure what River and Kelvin are doing here. So for about half an hour, you'll notice glances. You don't really know their train of thought, but at some point it becomes like well, this seems weird, but what we got to go. And so the guards head out, and about 5 minutes later, the bandits head out as well.
All right. At this point on, River, Kelvin will just tell River like, guide me. I'm going to just keep. I'm going to keep everyone abreast of what's going on. So, and he'll kind of snap into his Helena's view and just basically describe where they're going, so that we don't even have to really be that close to them or really inside of them to be able to tail them.
Okay,
Sure.
I'll keep my hand on the nape of Kelvin's neck and just kind of take whatever direction he's giving, given the fact that he can still.
You're gonna have to get Kelvin like a Nomi Bjorn. Just put him right on your back and carry him around.
Whatever I gotta do.
Hodor style.
Whatever I got to do,
Yeah.
I will do it.
There you
It brings a whole new meaning to the cat dad vibe that you got going on right now, River.
Cat Daddy.
go. So as
I
Owl
hate it.
is circling overhead, you'll see the guards come out and they head down, like go out onto the road and take a right and start heading down it until it twists and they disappear out of view. And a few
Do I
minutes
see
pass.
I don't see a caravan or anything yet, right?
No.
Okay. So I'll tell them
and if-
kind of, and we'll continue to go that way.
And bandits do the same.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I
So, yeah,
imagine
if-
that we're not
if
waiting
you
that
continue to-
long after they leave to follow.
Sure. Yeah. So that's like, and you can, since River is guiding you, you can kind of, as you guys head out, you can keep a visual on the bandits, and they're heading definitely in the same direction as the guards.
Okay. I will tell everyone that, and obviously we also grabbed Akamak when we headed out.
Yes. Yeah, he's with you.
Oh shit! I don't have my armor. I gotta run upstairs.
Hurry up.
How long does it take to put on armor?
Like
Depends.
10 minutes.
Depends on the type.
It's leather.
1 minute
Right.
or 10 minutes. So
1 minute.
1 minute, I think. For
Yeah,
leather
I'll say
armor.
a minute. So everybody's gone, and you just have to like scamper after, like trying to pull your pants.
I'm running out. I
everybody
still
but
can't
Alistair.
really figure out the buckles.
I tried to help you with the buckles once before, I think, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
You did, and so did
Yeah.
Denalci on the way. when I was trying-
I don't think you're AC for not knowing quite how to fix it properly.
What was that? I missed the beginning.
Take a
He's
-1 penalty to your AC because you don't have your armor on right.
Okay.
Worthless piece.
And it just to make sure, my understanding is that given that it's like super dark at this point, they're out with torches. Is that right?
Oh no.
They are not.
They are not.
You-
Okay, so which is
No.
fine because owls have 120 dark vision, so 120
Yeah, they do.
feet dark vision, so that's not a problem for me. I just wanted to get a sense. So they're wandering around, and they're all humans as far as we knew, right?
There is the goblin, and one of
Oh, right,
the
right.
guards was a half-orc, but other than that, they were human.
Including the guards, obviously.
Yeah,
Characters have-
one of the
Okay.
guards, but yeah, for the most part, they're human.
Okay, I'll just kind of be like, no, they're not using light, but they can't see in the dark. I don't think so. You know, we might have that advantage too. They're trying to be sneaky, but we might be able to get the jump on them.
Very true.
As long as we can justify our actions, that is all that really matters. If we can
totally-
justify our actions, then we should pounce immediately.
We're totally waiting until they've attacked the Duke's caravan. Definitely not before that. I don't think that would be a good idea.
Then please advise us on where we should be traveling.
Yeah, and Kelwin's just gonna keep kind of guiding you guys. You know, he can talk and walk at the same time, and he can see himself through Helena's eyes, so he knows where we are versus everyone else, and will
Third person view.
exactly
Excellent.
third person point of view from 100 feet up. Pretty useful.
Right.
Wizards, so good.
Seriously, the Find Familiar spell is just fantastic.
So,
It is
do you
amazing.
need us
Alright.
to roll stealth or something, or because of where we are and how dark it is? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, give me a stealth roll anyway, just as a group.
Sure.
Everyone?
to follow.
Right?
Oh, mine was not
So
Oh,
I
actually,
should probably
stealth,
get-
okay.
It's fine. They
I
have a -5 to their perception, guys, so we should be okay. even
I
with
should
that roll.
probably get
Wow.
disadvantage on this.
A 5,
Because
a
I'm
15.
technically
You're
slightly.
not trying to be stealthy.
No, because if it's dark outside and there's no light, it means everything's red.
You
For
blow.
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
For
Jesus.
you, maybe.
Oh, right, but he's
Yeah.
saying because his hair is on fire and that's all he can see, like it's got like a red tint.
No, it's my dark vision makes everything a tint of red.
Oh.
Yeah, but that is, it's
Yeah.
everyone else's perception of
the
you.
perception. All right, so I say 11, 18, 15. Yeah, you guys are okay.
We're sneaky as fuck. That's all.
Although, Tajik, give me yours. Oh yeah, no,
Wow,
you
pretty
guys,
good,
you're stealthy like a motherfucker.
And I'm
All
still
right.
quite a bit behind them, I imagine. So
Oh yeah, no. So actually, Alistair, make yours with disadvantage because you're trying to catch
Oh.
up. You're running.
Alistair, you
Uh,
piece of shit. What?
Yep, 6.
Oh, it was worse.
It was
It's
worse.
not likely. It's gonna be
It
worse.
was worse. Well, I'm still
Fine,
trying to
guys.
get.
So
I'm like,
-5.
Naked-
-5 is
naked
pretty big.
yeah. So Alistair comes like running up again, just like holding his pants up, and like, and he's just being really loud. And then Alistair, out of nowhere, you just feel this hand grab you by like the chest/throat, and just like stop you. And there is Appa. Nowhere.
I would
and
I
he
would
just-
squeal like a
I-
little girl. Ah! Like that. I would just...
And in an instant, he's got a hand over your mouth, and he just gives you a solemn look and puts his fingers to his lips, and you guys all continue on. All right. So give me a perception check from Kelwin.
From Helena.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And I have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or sight, and it's still shit.
It's one better than the reverse. Though.
All right.
I'm assuming all he needed was like a 5.
Crazy.
So that 8 really is
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, if you think about it.
All right. So give me a second to adjust my map, and then we'll show you guys some stuff.
Congratulations on your second compound encounter.
Dun, dun, dun.
At some point, I should learn how to use.
All right,
this
so
sword.
Helena can't see where anybody has gotten to, but you can tell from the terrain where the ambush is most likely going to go down. And everybody see the map?
Yep.
Yep.
So there's this one spot right here. Come on. Oh, hold on. Let's try this again. Ping, damn you. Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
over
Mhm.
there. Okay.
Between these two hills.
Yep.
Why is it
here.
pinging? That is not at all where I'm pinging. There we go.
What?
That's
Why
so
is
weird.
there? There's a random token up in the corner there.
Yeah, this guy?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. We'll just ignore that. Let me see if I can delete
Oh,
it.
and there's this guy, yeah.
I'm gonna move River right over here.
So,
Yeah,
Where did we come from?
Ignore that token.
Yeah, where are we coming
because
from?
I'm
Like,
gonna
which
delete it.
side
I don't
should
know
we be
what's
on?
up with it.
Are we
QS
You guys are
is
coming from
measure
the south.
show.
From the woods or from the?
Yeah, don't rely on that. That's way wrong. That seems way off. Because each square is 5. I don't know. Maybe that is right.
Huh?
Yeah,
What
you know,
seems off?
sure, whatever. Then distance.
Oh. Yeah, no, it should. I mean,
It's a
it should
big
be
map.
5. Did you set it to? Yeah, you said it to 5 feet squares, right? So these should all be right.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're right.
Actually, that looks about right. The first one I saw. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's fine. It's
Calvin
good.
is
It's
definitely
great.
not at the front of this group, by
No,
the way.
no,
So I
yes,
don't know what's
definitely
happening.
nowhere
I'm next to
near
River, but unless River's at the front of the group, in which case I am not at the front. And it,
River would
Yeah,
be okay
you
being
guys
at the front,
would
so
be- But yeah, place yourselves down south of the map, right here.
Oh, I see them. Oh, we're back. Hold on. Sorry
you
for
want us,
everybody
like, over
watching as
here?
I try to navigate
over
this
there.
map here on the screen. We're back here.
Oh no, we're down more.
Down. There you go.
Oh, we're all the way
Tajit's got
down
it.
here.
Follow
Okay.
Tajit.
oh, we're all the way down here. Okay.
Yep.
say what?
Yeah, because Helena is way ahead, and she's seen them kind of disappear into the woods, and she's not exactly sure where. Somewhere in this general vicinity,
I mean, I
but
found
circling
them.
the whole thing. But between the hills, just seems like it's like a kind of a choke point. And they've got high ground. If you're going to ambush anybody, this is definitely where you do it.
It's gonna be a while.
I'm loving the incarnate maps, by the way. The isometric is nice.
Isn't it lovely? Incarnate.
Incarnate, if you would like to be
So-
a sponsor, we would love to have you.
Incarnate.
I haven't looked at my map in like a week, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. It's like a
we
bias
have
because
a-
I spent way too many hours on it, but I think it turned out just phenomenal. All right, so yeah, again, Helena doesn't give you a visual on any of the people because she like saw a mouse or some shit. I don't know, but
Got distracted.
yeah, these things will happen. But you know roughly where they have to be is somewhere close to that. And give me a real stealth now that you guys are trying to get. Are you trying to approach?
Yeah.
I would say yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
This is the first one was the easy stealth. Now you're getting into the nitty gritty.
Ooh, boy, Kelvin, you just
Wow.
disappeared, man.
Oh, I should turn
Oops, I wrote
off.
sleight of hand.
Oh!
Damn
It's
it.
the same. It's the same
Sleight
model.
of
Hey,
hand
natural
stealth,
20 on myself, though, so I'm just...
Hell yeah.
Dude, you guys are some quiet
Wow,
motherfuckers.
25, 21,
this
24,
averages out
23.
to a pretty good.
We
this is
do
actually
what
one
we
of the best
can.
Yeah, you guys
And
can
the
get
12.
as close as you, and nobody is going to hear you.
I don't want to get
Yeah,
that close.
so- Amanda
let's just-
or Chelsea almost steps on one stick, and just like Apamak just like picks her up and just carries her.
Football carry.
Yes, cradle of his arm, just boom.
Okay, so we can move our tokens up now to wherever,
Yes. Yep.
and we think that the last point at which I saw them through Helena was over here, this area.
You saw them more like over where you guys are now, like kind of right
over
in here.
Okay, then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I would
But
check.
they were
over-
headed in that general, and you're smart enough to know that that's for sure the best place to ambush. High ground, choke point for sure is like that's where it's going to go down.
Okay, I'll mention that to the others before, just kind of like is like we should try to approach from a couple different directions, but not be too split up.
That sounds
gonna-
very difficult.
I'm going to stay in the back. I don't need to get within like 100 feet of them, so I'm gonna stay back here if that's okay with you guys.
Do what you gotta do, man.
I'm just nervously walking at the back of everybody. I'm like tugging on my hair, like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Are we there yet?
Hey, so Tajit, when you see like the bandits and the guards start like trying to hurt other people, that's when you should go play the game with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so just wait until they start like really trying to hurt other folks, and then that's how they will let you know that it's game time. And you should just go hard, okay? Just go ham, buddy.
I take out my dagger preemptively. Oh, okay.
Are we just letting Master River go up on his own? Is he the only one who's gonna be that close to them?
I'll scooch up a
Where
little bit.
is oh, look at him. That's sneaky.
It's really just whatever they're doing. I would like to understand.
River, give me a perception check. Do you have dark vision? I don't know what to back.
I do have dark vision, absolutely.
All right.
Nice.
So you see up on the hill 4 or maybe 5 band-looking people, but no one you've seen before.
Oh Jesus.
No, Jesus.
That's out of character, actually.
In the holy name of Jesus, I will go back to my party and I will explain to them. I have no idea who the hell these people are. But there is quite like 4 or 5 of them.
Okay.
Well, I guess Clement wasn't the only one getting new recruits in for tonight.
I have to say, I spent the entire night laying the groundwork to take the key and possibly have a little fun on the side. So what are we doing out here if these aren't the bandits we're looking for?
They are the bandits we're looking for, Master Alistair. They have to be. We will literally follow them from town.
Don't worry, bro.
Quite
You can still
adamant.
score later. Just give it. We gotta save somebody's life first, okay? Priorities.
Yeah, my priorities are a little bit different than yours, apparently.
With the new coordinates that River gives me, I'm gonna use Helena's vision again and see if I can get any sense just of if I can see anything else from here, like basically hovering above.
Give me another perception check.
Sure.
Boy,
Oh.
another nat 20.
Yeah. There are 4 on this set of hills. There are 4 more on the other set of hills.
That's a lot of
here
bandits.
across the road, and they all look like shit. Like they don't have the armor. Looks very poor quality. There, you realize now that the fodder that Caspin was talking about, this is the fodder.
Oh.
Great. I will tell
Caspin
them that
Are
we see like 8 people.
unseen.
Sorry, go ahead.
You don't see Caspin and his men or or Clement and his men anywhere.
Really?
Just the fodder on the 2 hills.
Interesting. So I will relay that to the others, and it's like, I'm not sure those bandits are particularly dangerous. So maybe, if they come out and attack the caravan, but we don't see any of the usual suspects, we hold back until they come out. Because I don't think these guys are going to be able to deal with a Duke's man at arms.
Good point.
And from what I know of Ledger Harleman, he is quite the fighter.
And from the direction at
I
which
mean, I just made a gross assumption there, but I assumed.
No, you're very correct.
okay, so
go ahead, Kelvin.
this road, just to be clear, this road is a road that is leading, like where we are is kind of, it leads southwest towards town. Is that kind of the gist? Or is it
Yes.
just- okay.
Yep.
So it's like, so they're probably gonna hit the caravan before we get up there, but I think it's fine as long as we're comfortable. We can get there and help if they need it. But if it's just these guys, it'll be fine. I think that the guards are really what we're gonna have to worry about. So let's hold back and not get ourselves into trouble unless we need to.
I'm gonna sneak a little closer because me and my tiny legs, I don't want to be too far away if shit goes south.
You're easily able to. I'm not going to make you re-roll stealth. You creep up between the trees, and you're within striking distance.
Nice.
I'm pretty comfortable where I am.
Yeah, we're good.
Far,
I'll
far
basically
away.
have.
I've got like my arm is like out of the. There's like a sleeve hanging down for my armor.
Armor. Just
Armor.
Oh god.
about go ahead.
I was just gonna tell Helena to basically like circle above us and let us know, or let me know if she sees like a caravan, so she can like come down and notify us when we should be ready to get into action, essentially.
So yeah, it's not very long, maybe 10 minutes, and Helena sees it about the same time you guys hear it. There is a car or a carriage approaching.
Okay.
And Helena will give you the view. So it looks like a personal carriage, not a cargo carriage. Helmed by one man with 3 more riders surrounding it.
Okay.
You know, like on horses.
I will convey that to the others. It's like, it looks like there's only 4 guards. Maybe there are more in the carriage. I don't know.
Would that seem weird to me?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And if it is what you think it is, that is grossly underguarded.
Yeah. And like I feel like this guy especially, Rain Gannon, would have like a huge entourage.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But his son, maybe not.
I mean, his son, like, typically, you would think his son even more so. If he were, that's the thing. It's like, it's all such hearsay, you don't know. But, like, typically, if you were to put yourself in their shoes and you actually had kids and cared about them, you would, like, guard
What are you
them
implying,
just
Jairus?
not better. Alistair is a bad person. And then that was established. No, he doesn't seem great. But yeah, no, it seems it definitely is off. It definitely seems off.
I will relay that to the others. There's something wrong here. If this really is the Duke, yeah, he'd have a lot more forces with him.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
And it's approaching.
Yeah, let's just wait and see.
All right, so it's getting closer, and it's getting closer, and it is at the choke point, and arrows. So the rest of you guys will just hear the thump of arrows and ting 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 as you don't know whether they're striking shields or armor or trees or what, but just the repeated thuds of multiple arrows. And Kelwin, are you still using Helena?
Yeah.
So you can see just it seems like more than 8. It seems like they're coming from up above as well, 10 or 12 maybe. Just arrows, just boom, and the guards luckily recognize that this is, like, they can see the hills and see that the road gets narrow, and they're at a little more higher alert than normal. But even so, one of the guards just gets hit with like 2 or 3 arrows, and his horse dead. The other ones manage to, like one of them takes one in the shoulder. The rest block, get down behind their shield and are prepared for battle. Roll initiative. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up some initiative so you can roll it. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to take a second break right here, and we will get back.
Okie doke.
Okay.
We'll be back for the battle of the choke point.
The bandit.
So I got nothing. Sorry. We'll be back.
The battle of the choke point.
I think you just cleared it.
Yeah, no, there was still left.
How many people's lungs I can fill up with mold earth?
That's
We're
the
gonna
spirit,
find
and with
out.
that, we're back.
Hello.
Thanks for sticking with us, folks.
All right. So shit has just gotten real. The caravan, there's no more maybe it's coming, who knows what's happening. The carriage is here, and arrows are flying. One royal guardsman has already lost his life, and a battle has begun. All right. He was probably an okay guy. See how his toast tastes. When all is said and done, we'll see how his toast tastes.
That is really the key indicator to see how good a person somebody really is.
Yeah, exactly. You never know someone till you know the underside of their toenails.
Gross.
I think I got that in a fortune cookie once.
Oh.
So you watch, Kelvin. You still have Helena up at this point? We're gonna assume.
Yes.
No, I definitely have Helena up.
All right. So the arrows fly, and you can definitely tell which one of them is Ledger. There's like 3 guards, and then there's the one. He's just got better quality armor. His horse seems of a better breed. And he expertly, like, no arrow ever comes close to him, despite the ambush. They're all boom, boom, boom into his shield, and he rears up his horse and calls something out. You can tell he's giving some sort of command. And the bandits just come rushing in from the hills. And you see the 8 that you had seen, as well as Caspin and his 3 men up from another hill from the north, all just come flooding in. And so these 3 knights, essentially, are just on horseback, just slashing and fighting with these bandits who are, like, trying to take out their horses, and they're shooting them with hand crossbows, and it's just a melee. And you are up first, my friend.
God damn it. I guess it looks like, given that they already lost a guard out of 4 or 5, and they're outnumbered like a 3-to-1. Kelvin is going to feel like he does need to intercede, even though he knows that the guards are somewhere and will likely bite us in the ass. So, okay, what he will do is, and yeah, can you kind of move them into where they are roughly, like, because if they're coming into melee? Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you. I don't have the friendlies. I don't have tokens for them, so we're just gonna have to rely on your imagination. But I'll show you about where the bad guys are.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. I will just go ahead and from where I currently am, I believe they're in range. I'll just pick off like one that's closest to me, essentially. I'll just like step into the
Sure.
clearing, and then I'll step right back out and try to hide behind a tree, not functionally stealthing, but just like staying out of sight so people don't fucking attack me.
Sure,
Do I have
so-
advantage because it's a surprise?
You have, and it depends where you fire from. So if you fire through the trees, your advantage for surprise will be countered by the disadvantage between all the cover and the trees that you're firing through. If you step out to the road where you have a clear shot, then you will have advantage, but you'll be more exposed.
I was thinking that I would have a clear shot from here on this dude.
Yeah, that works. Yep.
Okay.
So you're good. Go advantage. Yep.
Crit.
Oh yeah, roll some damage. All right. So, what is that? A firebolt?
Yes.
Yeah. So he is just kind of like hanging at the back of the crowd, trying to pick off with his crossbow, and he thinks he's being safe, as far as fodder goes, and he just gets hit right in the back of the head and falls down dead.
Oh god. All right. And then
You're a
Kelvin's
murderer.
Yeah, Kelvin's gonna
Kill him.
Kelvin murdered someone and he's not super happy with it. He's like shivering a little bit, hiding behind a tree back where he started. And he's like, oh my god. Alright, that's it for him.
Sure. All right, Denalsi, what's it going to be?
Okay, question. Have we had enough rest to the point where I recovered the spell slot that I used on the Fusa, or no?
No.
Okay.
And that's you've had a short rest, not a long rest.
All right. So, okay, cool. So that is good. I'm going to hang on to the one spell slot that I have left, and instead I'm going to use Mold Earth to just completely bury the nearest bandit that I see, like head underground. You're dead now. This is your grave. Good night.
All right, give me I will give you.
I'm just going to, there's the spell card so you can see it.
Excellent. All right, so you can excavate like a 5-foot hole with that, but you can't like bury them.
You can't rebury them. In that case, I'll just take the earth that I've got, and I've got like, a nice big chunk of like, dirt and mud, and I will just see the nearest bandit and just like shove it down into their lungs. Can I do that?
Yeah, I'll give you a con save.
Okay. Just to see if I can just take one of them out.
Yeah, so you do. You excavate like 5 cubic feet of dirt right next to this guy, and as he looks, he kind of is like, he opens his mouth just enough in surprise, and you shove it down there. Give me 1d8 damage.
1d8 coming right up. 2.
All right, so yeah, he's choking on the dirt, but he's still he's not, you didn't kill him, but he is definitely got some dirt in his lungs, and he is feeling it for sure.
Jarvis,
Okay.
can you mark off the one that I killed too, just on?
Oh yes.
And
Let's see.
Akamak and the guards, when are they going? Just functional.
And did River roll initiative?
He's not on here.
Yeah,
Oh, is River not on there?
he's not on there.
But he did roll initiative. You rolled a 15, but it got cleared. There we go.
A new one. A new one.
Oh, he rolled the same thing again. There you go.
River. That is uncanny. How much
It really
that
is
happens.
weird, yeah.
So I put an X on this guy. I'm just trying some different buttons. So I'm really unfamiliar with Roll20.
If you click on the little
You know what we're doing?
the little circle
I
thing.
cannot delete.
So click on
Oh,
the
wait,
guy,
I
then
don't-
click on the little circle. It'll give you
Yeah,
options
the
to
one
put
other
on.
than the gear. The little
Yeah.
circle, there's a bunch of stuff, including like colors and
Oh, okay.
And I'm showing it online for those of you watching want to learn Roll20.
This is the place to be because I have a lot to learn. Right now, he's just deleted, so he doesn't. But next,
Just
the
make
next
sure-
one. Yeah.
Just make sure you don't delete the one that you clicked on to roll initiative, otherwise you will lose your initiative spot for that group of enemies. I have done that way too many times as a DM.
I am learning so much. And which one did you target with the mold earth, by the way? And also?
This one, this guy right here and directly in front of me. And then I guess River should go next because he was supposed to go before me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you're up, River.
He was taking a bit of a cat nap.
A little bit. I mean, I'm gonna do if I can get within range, just an attack, bonus action attack.
Let's see. What do we got for measurements here? You've got your ability
60
to
feet,
double move.
55. Can he travel 55?
In which I would,
Yes.
yes, I do. Yep.
Get him.
Boop.
Just watch this cat just disappear, weaving through the trees like a monster. And
Yikes.
Wait, it's surprise though for
all
him,
right.
right? Doesn't he have advantage?
no, because he's coming up like
Okay.
melee. They'll
Fair
hear him coming in.
14.
The 14 will get him.
All right.
Roll damage. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you come up and miss with your first attack, like it never even happened. Like it was
Right.
like that did. And then you stab him with the with your offhand, and he is dead. He is done. All right, and that brings up Alistair. Alistair's been itching for a fight. We all know this.
Yeah. About time. Who's this guy in the back over here?
That is that's Caspian.
Okay. I am going to move over here. It's about 20 feet. Perfect. And I'm just going to whisper. You probably want to get the fuck out of here. This is a terrible idea. And cast Dissonant Whispers on him. So he must make a... Is that really my DC? How does the DC work?
I mean, that looks about right for a level 1 bard.
No.
Plus
It's
your
8.
spellcasting
It's
mod.
8 plus 10 plus... That's not counting my charisma bonus. It's 13. So it's
I'm sorry. I was looking at the 14.
Yeah, it's a DC 13 wisdom save he needs to make. And if he misses...
So, faintly off in the distance, you whisper it to him, and then you just hear this faint, "Fuck you!"
So, well, he still takes half of the 3d6 damage,
Oh,
though.
really nice. Oh, hell yeah.
He just doesn't run away.
Yeah, that's a level 1 spell. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you rolled it already. It was the 14, so you got
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. So he takes 7.
That's actually better. Your first.
Yeah, it
one
was much
your
better
second.
than the 10 or the 5. So, well, not much, but 2 better. So he takes 7 points of damage still.
All right. So actually, what you hear is more like a fuck you.
I'll take that.
Slightly more.
Ow!
All right. And next comes up big old Apamok. And he's kind of standing next to Kelwin. And he looks at you for a second, and he nods, and he just goes lumbering off through the woods. You lose sight of him.
Okay.
Yeah. He's doing a little Christmas tree shopping.
Just come back dragging out a tree.
Guys, look what I found. This is going to be perfect in my living room. I know just
All
a
right.
spot by the windows. It'll be beautiful.
Get some nice lights on this. We'll just set it on fire. I don't. Fantastic.
Oh shit! I didn't think this all the way through.
Speaking of fire, we got the madman himself, Tajit. You're up.
Yeah. You're muted.
All right, so I'm gonna be running up, like the no Senor Waito.
Play the game, bro. It's game time.
I'm gonna dash up here, get her in position to play the game, and that'll be me. Or are these elevated hills?
Right. They are. Yep.
I'm gonna get on those then. That'll be 60 feet right there.
Excellent. All right. So, Kelwin, give me a perception check. Alistair, give me a perception check with advantage. Disadvantage, sorry.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. 1.
Nope.
Yep. All right, you guys are too focused on what's going on in front of you. But, something might have happened for all you know.
I don't think so.
Nothing at all.
I'm fairly sure that nothing happened.
Oh,
Yeah, it did.
I see what happened. God damn it, I see what happened.
All right, so that brings back up the guards, and Caspin's men are just, you see another guard fall as there's just the sheer numbers are overwhelming them. But meanwhile, I gotta make some X's. Give me 1 second to mark off some of these dead fucking bandits.
Whoa, that's way.
All right, so you see, one more guard fall, but the guard who was driving the carriage leaps off of the carriage onto a horse, like onto one of the men, off the carriage onto one of the men and just stabs 2 double daggers into him, and he falls over dead.
I
then-
thought he was stabbing people. Never mind.
No, he's helping you. He's taking out some of these rebel rousers for you. But then he is, as he does it, the guy falls down, and then he's just stabbed right in the back as well. So now you're down to 1 guard and Harleman. But Harleman is struck down 2 bandits as well, so they're making work of them. So you see 5 of the bandits are now dead. But there's only Harleman and 1 guard left, and the guard that's left has an arrow in his side and is definitely not at 100%. And Kelwin, you're up.
Okay. Well, Kelwin can't really see.
And
shit.
alone.
Yeah, Kelwin's not a super fan of that. And he can't get a clear shot, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. Does that give me a clear shot in this guy?
Do you have 30 feet of movement or 25? You're a gnome.
I have 25.
Yeah, because I'm a halfling. I'm in the same boat, bro.
Do I assume I do not
Shorty
have.
would have told you do not have a clear shot.
Okie dokes. Disadvantage it is. It'll be like, don't leave me, don't leave me.
Fucking
That's the same guard that I shoved mud down his lungs. So does that give him not disadvantage?
It doesn't matter. I rolled.
No,
a 9.
unfortunately.
Ah, okay.
It's not like the guy had nothing to do with it. He just hit a tree branch and got to him. The tree's burning a little bit. You're going to burn down the whole Kipling forest by the time you're done.
Okay.
Only you can light this
And
whole
River.
damn forest on fire.
Yes.
Your turn, buddy.
And I have complete faith in you.
You got this, bro.
Yeah, see, you're right next to Ledger Harleman. It's like you kind of take a second, you're like, holy shit, this guy is fucking awesome. His horse smells amazing, and there's just this great air grandeur about him, and he is chopping people down.
Let's see.
Not you, River.
Nope. It's River's turn. It's not your turn, Pat.
I'm sorry. I'm lost on exactly what River is doing because everyone seems dead.
No, there's still
No,
fascinating.
there's one guy choking
You've
on mud
got,
next to you. There's a couple
1,
dudes
2,
that aren't.
3 kind of next to you. There's actually one guy right next to you who is alive. 2, 3, and actually, I think I'm a token short, so we're gonna take an X off one of these guys.
I think you deleted one when I killed the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, no, aside, it should be 12 altogether, and I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm a few tokens short. 1, 2, 3.
Well, those are good
Ooh,
rolls.
got nat 20 dough.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You are fire
There you
tonight,
come.
boy.
Running in and slash the one guy down, and then just realize there's a guy right behind you, and without even looking at him, you just like hear something and turn and slash, and right across the throat with expert precision, and he goes down as well.
Nice.
Nice.
And oh shit, that was only your first attack.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was a
do
21
one more,
also.
bro.
No, he did a
Oh, damn.
21.
No, he rolled a
rolled
25
21.
and a 21. So he.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
assumed you said that
There
the
you
second
go.
attack killed, he killed
Yeah,
two
so
people.
the 21 slashes his throat, and then you look back and see this guy over here, and just pounce on him with both blades, just kind of like almost like you would with your claws, and just whoom, just 2 swords, both into his chest, and he falls to the ground dead. And you come down on top of him, so now you're just like perched, like kind of like ready to pounce again on top of his lifeless corpse. Damn, River.
Look at you.
Dang.
You know, I thought.
It's almost like he did it without even knowing.
Yeah.
Just clicking those buttons.
This one says sword on it. Click.
What?
Kill so hard.
Kill.
Right. What's
It
that? Denalcy.
All right, I'm gonna abandon the dirt plan for now, and I'm just gonna pull out my short bow and my arrows and whatnot and take a shot at the one guy. Actually, I'm gonna take a shot at Caspin. Why not? I'm gonna take a short bow attack at him.
Excellent. You don't have a clear shot where you're standing, so
Oh,
you'll...
well, I hit a nat
doesn't-
one anyway, so
Yeah. At least the
Luck me.
disadvantage can't hurt you.
Okay.
So you pull it out and you see like this like very narrow glimmer of Caspin between 2 trees, and you fire your arrow and it just hits the tree like 3 feet in front of you.
God damn it. I'm gonna just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna get up on the hill here so that the next time I shoot somebody, it fucking works. So I'm up on the hill too. That's my turn. I should have done that first, but I didn't.
Alistair, it's about so you're getting ready to go, and you just kind of hear this whisper from off in the distance. And it's Alistair. Come here. Give me a whiz save.
Oh,
No! Oh no! Please save, bro.
great. That's my worst save. Besides 12.
Oh, so close. Why can't you be a little bit better? You think probably a pretty good idea. And you head 30 feet in over this direction.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna hang out over here.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable. I'm assuming it was a woman's voice I was listening to.
It was a woman's voice, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you do what you got to do.
You're going to go fight and die, or you're going to go follow the pretty voice?
Yeah, you follow the voice, of course.
Is that his turn? Does he get to do anything?
That is his turn.
Got it.
No.
Oh, actually, hold on. I don't know if it's his turn. Let me double check something. Sorry. bear with me.
Also, does Kelwin notice this at all?
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Nope.
Oh.
Kelwin is like scared for his life. He's like, he's never been in a real firefight before. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, as that was Alistair's turn. So Alistair heard the voice, and then on his turn, used his movement and basically his whole turn to move in that direction.
Okay, and he can't take actions or anything.
There's really,
Right.
what am I gonna do? I just gotta walk
You gotta
over
follow the
here. I
voice.
mean, there's really, you guys got this covered, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're great.
This is the guy we're
So-
protecting, right?
Well, no, there's no.
No, we
there's
don't have
no one.
tokens.
They're all
for
in your imagination. Everyone on the board is an enemy.
Yeah.
There's no Akamak
Oh.
or anyone else. These are all bad guys.
Yeah.
Alright.
We're doing almost half. We're doing half and half theater in the mind. So, give me another perception check, Kelwin.
Okay. I don't suppose the fact that Helena's like floating around me is helping me at all here.
No, not in this situation. It's too much adrenaline and chaos.
So,
But
just out of curiosity,
the
and,
is good enough.
like, sorry, just as a point of clarification going forward, it's completely separate from this.
Sure.
Usually, familiars get a turn with their masters. I just haven't been using her because Kelwin wouldn't to start off. But if I chose to
Yeah.
going forward, I assume I can do that.
Yes,
like, you
yeah.
can-
It's
you
one of
can-
those
you
like
can give,
I'm
like,
not gonna. I'm not gonna keep track of it just because there's too much. But if you know, like on your turn, tell me what Helena does, and that's totally fine.
She's not doing anything right now. Just want to make sure it would be okay if she did.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so you're kind of heading forward, and you hear something, and you turn, or you hear something. Just as you hear it, you hear whoosh, an arrow goes by your head, and you turn, and two more arrows, whoo, whoo, and then one of them gets you right in the stomach, and you take 3 points of damage.
Okay. What do you take that?
So those four arrows poof, 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 from directly behind you.
Okay. I'm not sure if he would take it, but we'll just say he will. It's just more convenient that way. Keep the game moving.
The big.
All right, so what's
Should be-
left of Caspin's men?
Did you skip
Let's see.
Patrick's turn?
Oh, I did. I totally. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
Patrick
that's
o-
okay.
Akamak also needs to go.
Yep. All right, so we'll do Pat first, and then we'll resolve Apamak.
All right, so I'm gonna run down and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Cut myself as I'm running down. I'm gonna have my blood sort of light up. Get away! And I'm gonna just blast them with the burning hands.
Do it, boy.
Give me them dex saves.
All right. You going for what these two here?
Isn't that 3 people?
That's two guys, and then there's Caspin behind them, and then there's another guy that's alive over here. There's another guy that's
Yeah.
alive directly next to you.
So
I'm trying to get those
15-foot
3.
cone. Yes. All right. So you can get from. You'd have to be 1 square more forward, like right here. You get these two in Caspin.
Okay. Let's do that then. Like here. Sure. And you said he was on
What's
the
your
ground?
This isn't a
It-
DC spell. This is just it's just.
No,
burning
it is.
hands. Oh, it is.
Burning
Yeah,
Hands
yeah,
is-
burning hand.
Burning Hands is DC 12.
Yeah, I was spelled. That's why the 3 missed.
Got it.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the Burning Hands.
All right, so 12 damage. So the 2 right in front of you. One of them just takes like the full blast right in the face. And the other ones, you can see it's not so much that they were able to get out of the way. The first guy took so much of the brunt of it that they kind of got like the little flames that were able to creep around. And one of them is still like writhing in pain, but Caspian is just like patting it out on his arm, and he's focused on you now.
They didn't die, then I'll say.
We'll do it again.
I can't. I'm gonna just turn my back to them like I can't. That's me.
So, Kelvin, right after, like, just like an instant after you take the arrow to the gut, Alpamak is right next to you, and he grabs you by the scruff of the neck, and picks you up and puts you on his back, and is just goes charging into these. You can see it's the 4 guards who are shooting at you.
Yeah.
And
Wait! No!
yeah, so you're on his back, and he just big ass hammer in hand, just clobbers one guy in the face and takes his head off. Like blunt instrument decapitates this guy. But
Okay.
so you're in the thick of it.
You're going
Okay.
for a ride, buddy.
Kelvin will shout as he's being picked up. He's like, "The guards, the bad guards, are back here, guys."
Good to know.
Follow the giant. But yeah, so right over here, we got one dead guard already. And we'll throw an X on him. And that brings up the top of the order. Or no, that's top of the order just went. Or no, yeah, top of the order right now. So Caspian calls out. Hold on, let me get an X on this guy as well. All right, Caspian calls out an order, and he himself waits for his man to jump on to Tajit and attack him. And Tajit just like as the guy goes to attack, Tajit just creates a flame just like out of his hand and his face. And the guy like fumbles his attack and swings very wide. But Caspian, on the other hand, he was just waiting for used his man basically as an opening for his own shot, and hits Tajit for 10 points of damage. Oof.
Ooh.
I'm down.
Oh,
That
shit.
was max damage.
Oh no.
And then fires a second shot that he fires it at Tajit. And as Tajit falls, it goes whoosh, straight through that line and hits River.
Ooh.
He's shooting with
Or
a
six.
crossbow
five.
or something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what was
so
that? What was the damage that River took?
5.
Okay.
River.
So he just like hits one and then real quick knocks another.
Took 5.
And goes, so it just that like he's directly behind Tajit and just whew, and like it was just bad luck because Tajit being where he was, River didn't see it coming, and then like the second Tajit falls, there's an arrow right there and it's just thump, right in the shoulder.
The man has crossbow master. Oh my God.
All right. And that's going to bring up Kelvin. You're on the back of a fucking Goliath and charging into battle. You ever think
Kelvin's
you'd
eyes
see
are
yourself
really
in this
wide, and he's not happy about his situation. He's like, "What are you doing, Nakamak? I don't want to be up here. Oh my god." But assuming since we're this close and I'm on a dude, so I have like a vantage point, I assume I can shoot clearly at one of these guys. I can't really move of my own volition right now either, right? Because I'm on his back.
If you tried to get down, he would let you, but he thought he was like scooping you up and saving you. Like you do have cover. You know, you probably have three quarters cover behind him because it's just like your head poking out over his shoulder.
That's fine. I'm just gonna try to firebolt whichever guard is closest to me and looks dangerous.
So there's the two guards and Caspin are all relatively in the same area.
I'm
So
gonna
is this
shoot.
guy down here Caspin or Clement?
Oh, sorry, Clement. I'm
Thank
being
you.
bad with names. Clement.
That's
yes.
okay.
That's what you get
No
for
more double
naming your
C
two
names.
main evil guys both
I
by
know.
C's.
They're both such good names.
I am shooting at the non.
And they're actually
guy.
twins, also.
He's like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be known as the guy who killed the captain of the guard, regardless of what goes down. So
Too much heat.
yeah, too much heat. So he's gonna try to shoot this guy next to him. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 10 fire damage.
Oh, he takes it and like he falls over, and you're like, "Oh shit, you killed him too!"
Oh
and
God!
he slowly starts to get back up.
Oh, thank God. Oh wait, no, not good, not good. Oh my God.
A lot of mixed emotions here with that one.
Yeah.
All right, Denalsi.
Okay, I just saw
What
that
about,
Tajit went
River?
down, so I'm gonna use my move. Oh wait, yeah. What? Oh, it's River's turn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, River. Sorry, River.
How did you forget about him?
What's
okay,
Kelwin
he-
doing?
Tajit's down.
Kelwin-
There's a couple of guards there.
Kelwin's
There's a
nowhere near
couple
you.
of bandits that are alive around you. So I would just keep killing bandits, dude.
Then that's what
Give
I'm
me a
gonna do.
perception check.
Perception.
In real life or in...
Oh,
Bad.
no,
Very
that
bad.
one.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Kelwin and
Kelwin is, or
Akamak
what
are
Kelwin is.
in a 2v5 standoff, guys. With
It's
the guards.
Like League of Legends all over again.
Oh fuck.
2v5.
Better
Wow.
get a fucking level 3 out of this.
Oh, what do I see, DM?
What was that?
You don't see
Oh,
anything,
see
dude. You got a
just
nat
on the other
one.
side of. Yeah, no, you don't know where the fuck Kelwin is, but you can see Tajit just went down, and from the direction you took the arrow, there's a guy standing right over him with a sword, and you can see Caspin behind him.
I
I'm
did
going-
also shout as when Akamak picked me up that the corrupt guards were behind us. But
His
I,
DC was only 5. He rolled a 1.
no, okay, that's fine. I'm just in case other people forgot. That's all.
Well, I'm going towards what I can see.
Yeah, at some point, like. Alright.
Ooh, that robot.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to see and it's hard to hear.
It's okay. I mean, if you just tell, you can easily hit people. So
Yeah.
you can just roll 2 attacks and.
You
just
want to
say
hit
if you wanna-
Caspin, or do you want to hit one of the other bandits?
Caspin's fine. Whoever's right next to me.
Kill him. Ooh, that 18 though.
The
Yeah.
damage carry.
So Caspin's feeling pretty good. He just dropped a monster and then shot the cat, and he kind of looks down at his crossbow just for a second to reload. And as he looks up, just in that split instant, River comes like pouncing, leaping from before where Tajit was. He just leaps like the 15 feet to him and stabs him with his sword and knocks him to the ground. And Caspin doesn't seem to be dead, but he is on death's door for sure.
When did
buddy.
when did the guards go? By the way, again,
They go at the very end.
Go at the very end.
I got you.
They don't. They've decided that they've seen the error of their ways and have decided to move on.
Oh no, I was talking about our guards.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
Got it.
We have.
They've also seen the error of their ways.
They've decided to let us fight all the bandits.
They go at the same time as Caspin and his men. I forgot to mention, but so in that last melee, the other guard falls as well, and Harleman falls. He loses his horse, so he is down.
Okay, at least he's
almost
okay.
to, like, on his feet.
Okay. Good to know.
And Alistair.
No,
no,
it's
Denalsi.
my turn.
Let's see.
One.
Oh, I skipped policy. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna skip
That's all right. I'm gonna just use my movement to get up to Tajit, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him
Yeah.
for 8 healing, buddy.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
good.
Nice.
And let's see. I think that's all I can do. I don't really have any bonus action things, but I didn't use all of my movement. So I'm going to just try to get back up on the hill after that so that I can get out of the line of fire. And I just say, like, wake up, buddy. Come on. You've still got a lot of game to play, man. Get back in there. And then I just go back to where I was on the hill because I didn't use all my movement.
Thank you,
I'm like,
Phil.
huh?
I've learned so much. All right, so yeah, as you get down there and you go to heal him, you see that the arrow where it has struck him, like right in the chest, like right in the heart, essentially,
Yeah.
is on fire. Like the whole shaft of the arrow is on fire, and you don't see any blood. It is just fire coming out of him.
Okay, that's weird. But I heal him anyway. I just touch whatever part of him isn't on fire to heal him because it's a touch spell. And I'm just like, come on, buddy. You're on fire tonight.
It works. You kind of hear, like when you put water on a hot pan and it's and there's steam and he pops right back up.
Good.
Egg.
Your leg.
Alistair, give me a wisdom save.
Sure. Oh, 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Mabel steps out from behind a tree. She goes, "You've been a bad boy. On your hands and knees and beg for my forgiveness. But you don't feel compelled to."
I said maybe if we were in the bedroom, but this is a little bit strange. And where is
Well,
she?
you are free to act. She didn't steal your action this time.
Where is she?
Directly in front of you. She doesn't have a token. I apologize.
Oh,
Here, we'll give her a guard token.
Nice.
Or a caster.
She's
She
been
can be
demoted.
caster.
There we
Yeah. There you go.
all right. I just look at her and say, I have to tell you, the whole thing was just an act. You're not my type. And cast Vicious Mockery.
Dang.
So DC save for 4 points of damage.
She takes it, or well, you see it, and she just starts like clutching her head. She's like, "Ah, get out of my head!"
I would have hoped
She's-
that it would have hurt the heart.
Yeah.
But she's right next to me, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's disadvantaged on her next attack again.
Yeah.
So.
So, but I'll just hang out here.
There you go. Tajit, you're alive.
Let's go. I'm alive. I'm gonna get up. Still in pain and everything. I'm gonna rise to my feet and I'm gonna get away from me. No.
That guy
Raise
with the
my
sword
palm.
above you, you watch him go from looking very confident being able to stab a dead body to watching this monster come back to life. You can see the fear in his eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very angry. My eyes are gonna glow bright white as some electricity channels down my arm. I'm gonna just grab his face with like my hand like this and I'm like, get away from me! And I'll deliver a painful shot, or try to at least. Let's actually hit him first.
See,
It's a shocking grass. No, we didn't hit him.
Oh, so and right as you're about to
Hold
do
on.
the attack, you feel very light. You stood up too fast from being unconscious, and you kind of like almost collapse, and you fall to one knee. But your attack goes wide. You basically don't even attack. You just like have to let the spell go and brace yourself.
Jeez, alright.
And
I'm winded after that.
yeah, now brings up Apamak and the guards.
God.
So, Kelwin had knocked one down, right? That's I
Yeah.
didn't put in it, but that's yeah. So right as that one is trying to get up, Apamak, Yeah.
Stuff
So
like
Alphamont
this.
comes in with his hammer and just swings like this uppercut and just hits this guy right in the chest as he's standing up and sends him like 20 feet. Like he just goes flying. But then, yeah, Alphamont is. Oh shit. Oh! Oh no. All right, hold on.
Oh no, that's a lot of
Uh-oh.
dice being rolled.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
I
lot
like
of
the sound of
dice.
that.
Good lord. All right, yeah, so then Alphamont is just hit with 3 arrows. Doom, 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 and like 2 are in the side, and the other one hits him like at the base of where the neck meets the shoulder.
Oh.
And you can see he's just like he just got riddled. And he kind of is still like trying to cover you. So as he turns to run, Kelwin, he flips you from his back to his chest and takes off running. And as he does, 2 arrows go whipping by the both of you as he flees.
We're running the opposite direction from them, towards like the rest of my friends.
Yep.
Okay,
So I'll put you about there, give or take.
got it. Like,
X
what
on
what
this
exactly
guy.
is the plan, Master Akamok?
Run.
Yeah, he's not in a talking mood. He's like more of a gurgling thing right now.
God.
Run
Okay.
and don't die.
Yeah. be impressed that he's still trying to shield you.
I
Yeah,
am
seriously.
impressed. I am very impressed.
Dedication right there.
He's a hell of a guy.
All right. So meanwhile, Lord Harleman just whips his longsword, just grabs it 2 hands overhand and gives one of those, and it just narrowly misses Caspin, and Caspin takes off running into the woods, which is going to give River an attack of opportunity.
River, you get to hit somebody.
Oh, actually, well, yeah, okay, sure.
Morning,
He's
sunshine.
dead.
Just click on the sword button. You got this.
You can
You're
do
gonna
it.
make it.
There you go. Give an attack of opportunity.
Okay, one time, boy.
For those, the mind behind River is shit-faced, which is just fantastic.
Ooh,
It's just a-
22.
Well, I
Oh,
think he only gets
it's
1 attack, though, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a natural 1,
Oh,
which is probably more realistic.
Indeed.
Of how
And
little
then-
effort he's putting in it, and he's just getting the best attack rolls ever.
I know, right? So Caspin like turns and runs kind of out of panic, and then as Rivers swings and misses at him, it kind of reminds him that Rivers there, and he turns like as he's running and just fires over his shoulder with his hand crossbow, and River, you take 5 points of damage.
Ouch.
That's 10 altogether for those
That's 10
keeping track
altogether.
at
I don't know
home.
what
how much HP you got, bro?
We don't know.
He's a fighter, so he's got 10 plus.
Okay.
I need healing.
But yeah, you don't want too much more of that.
Just an FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's how damage works. No boy.
Why would you put an X on River? Don't do that.
I only have 10
Break my
health.
heart like
He
that.
said he only has 10 health. He's
I
down.
only have
he's
10
Oh.
health.
Oh, I thought the DM did that to you just to be funny.
What's your con modifier? You gotta have a constitution modifier.
I promise you I only have 10 health.
Alright, I believe. He only has 10 health. Oh shit,
Yep.
River's down, guys. River's down. Alright, Kelwin, you're being carried off by a giant who's looking like a porcupine, but you're up.
All right.
Actually, as he runs off with you, he's gonna drop you. He carried you about as far as he could, and he's getting weak, and you just slip from his arms.
That's fine. I'll just kind of shout like, all right, fine. So for the first time, Kelwin's actually gonna use Helena. So he's basically gonna have Helena. Fuck. Well, we're running away from these dudes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I'm over here now. And the two guards who are remaining that are good guys both missed their attacks, you said, on these individuals?
Yes. Yep. Oh, no, one guard is dead, and Harleman missed his attack, yeah.
Wait, so you mean Harleman is the only guard who's still alive?
Yes.
He is the only guard still alive, yep. And the reason he threw his sword rather than running over to Caspin is he's trying to stay with the carriage.
All right, so... yeah, I can't get really great sense of where people are, and I don't think I have a great shot at Caspin right now, so I'll just shoot at the guy who's closest to me. But, let's see.
Yeah, there is that one guy near Tajit still.
Nope, I missed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's small tokens. Oh, I actually forgot one. So there's two guys, one who hasn't been acting. We got overlooked, but there's two guys right there. Actually, no, we're going to say... I think he actually probably died. I didn't give him a minute. All right. So yeah, there's one guy left amidst a sea of dead bodies. And
Well,
Kelwin
misses him, and
Sure.
but I will see
That's
the
a lot of
others,
dead bodies.
and I'll see
That's
Master
like-
River on the ground. I'll be like, "What the oh God! The guards are coming. There are still like 3 of them or 2 of them with what's his face. So I don't know what you guys want to do about it, but Akamak is back there too, and he doesn't look too good."
So, yeah.
I'm
Kelwin was
also
just
back
with
there.
Akamak, who got riddled with arrows, comes running out into what he deemed to be safer territory to find just a sea of dead bodies. Among them is River on the ground, and just out of panic, essentially fires his firebolt like straight up in the air. He's just like, ah! And it just like, yeah, at least 10 feet over the head of the one remaining bandit there.
Yeah.
And
And I
that
have
is
no
going to bring
idea
up
where
River.
Alistair is.
Yeah, no, who knows? Who fucking knows? Make that save, River.
Who's up?
It's River's
River
turn,
needs-
and he needs
Oh.
to make a death save.
There you go. How art
Roll or
limitates
die.
life.
Failure.
Oh, that's save. All right. Denalci, you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna shout over to Tajit, to Tajit, like, just keep playing your game with him, man. I gotta take care of River. So I go 1,
I'm trying.
3, 4. Okay, so I do 20 feet. I'm just gonna go 25 on the other side so that I just don't get close to anybody. And I don't have any more healing
Sure.
magic, but could I do a medicine check just to try to stabilize him?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna try to do. 9.
Oh, not good.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, no. Unfortunately.
Shit.
All right.
Fuck.
It was a brave attempt.
Ooh.
Oh, you need to give me a dex save, Alistair.
Dex
Not dex,
save?
wisdom.
Wisdom? Oh, god damn it.
I don't know. What the fuck.
She likes playing with you. She
9.
wants you.
9.
Nice.
With the words, it's like, ah! And she kind of like, it takes a second and she shakes it off. She goes, "Go away." And she sends you fleeing 30 feet in this direction.
North?
Super. Yeah.
Oh, that way. Back that.
West.
God damn it. I don't want to go that way. Alright.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
Doop. Alright.
I don't know.
Well,
Wonder
you
why.
went further than you didn't. This is as far as you go.
Oh.
Yeah, you went about 40. You're so brave. Bring on these bandits.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, it was Alistair. Tajit, you're up.
All right. I will see how cheeky.
Wouldn't I
he
get
is.
another save at the end of my turn?
No, so what she's casting on you is command, and if you fail to save, you use your turn. It's
Okay.
just that singular turn.
Yeah, it only
is
lasts
wasted
for one
doing
turn.
whatever
Okay.
I tell you to do. Yeah.
Got it. I mean, I just would have kept
I'm
running
going-
anyway.
Alright, so I will need him to make me a strength save, I think it is. I'm gonna see him cheeky. I'm gonna look up at him. I'm gonna take my other hand and just sort of bring him close to me, like, I don't lose at this game. Wrap a lightning lure around him. If he fails,
Yep.
then he takes 4 damage.
You get light right around. And I don't think he hasn't been hit yet. So yeah, there's just like lightning coiled around like his around his chest essentially, and you can see it like burning him, and he's trying to fight it and rise, but he's like trying to touch it, and then that's burning him, and it's just like, really, what can you do?
Take that 4, boy. And I'm gonna get up and stand up.
Get
That's
up,
me.
stand up.
Stand up for your rights.
Yeah.
That song's older than me.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
so
older
much
than
in
me,
this
dude.
world is, Patrick.
So, Alistair, you're just running through the woods like as fast as you can, and just wham, out of nowhere, you just get hit with this club, mace, something, you're not really sure, right in like the upper chest, and it knocks you flat on your ass. Like, it doesn't. So there's the things where you get hit and it knocks you down, and then there's the things where you get hit and it brings your feet up. So you get hit and your feet come up instead of you going down. So you're like horizontal in the air, 3 feet up. And as you do, you hear an arrow go whoo, right underneath you. So the timing was just perfect that as your legs came up, it made the arrow from the darkness miss you, but still take 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
And
I cry a little.
so the lightning fades from the guard and he's standing right next to Tajit, and he just is looking like into the white soulless eyes, and he just freaks the fuck out and runs away. And he's going to get attacks of opportunity from both Tajit and Denalsi because he's not paying any attention. He's just booking it.
Fuck yeah!
Get stabbed, son.
Get quarterstaffed. Oh, well, that didn't hit.
Stabbed, son.
Ooh.
Roll damage. Oh yeah. So he just looks at you and he's like, "Ugh," and turns, and he turns, but before he can even take one step, you just like shank him in the kidneys and he falls down.
There's no running away from this guy.
You're trying to flip the game board and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Like every
I don't
game of
lose at
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
So what do we have? Kelwin, you are up. Give me a perception check to hear Alistair's screams. Because I'm sure there are screams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you hear just the thud in the distance and it...
Okay. I think I know where Master Alistair is. I think he's back there somewhere. And Kelwin's gonna actually get up here on the hill so he can get a clearer view of the surroundings. I see Caspin. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, so Caspin, I forgot to move, but he's like right on Alistair.
Oh, sorry. Clement is the one I was looking at.
Yes, Clement. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Clement.
You named them.
I'll make a point not to do that again.
I am going to shoot the bandit leader with a firebolt, and I will have my Helena assist me by harrying him, so I'll have advantage.
You actually, give me a perception check.
I'm on a hill right here, like.
Yeah, no, but Caspin ran into the woods and disappeared. Like, actively is trying to hide.
Hide
Oh, I
action,
see.
yeah.
You want me to roll another perception check? Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh yeah, you see him. All right, so he's right over here in this thicket of trees. He does have cover, but
That's
you
fine,
see
I
him.
have
There's
advantage.
Captain fucking tuck tail trying to hide. Yeah. What is cover is
+2.
well either way if it's a bonus.
+2.
Yeah. So you just narrowly miss. Like there's a section like his face is sticking just out from the tree a little bit, and you come within like 2 inches of his face, but it's just enough where it sticks into the tree right next to him.
Got it. I will shout. I don't even remember anymore. Caspin's over
Caspin.
there in those trees. And then
All right,
that
so
will be them.
Denalci and Tajit, you know where Caspin is.
Okay.
River, give me another save. How you doing there, Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh, he's down.
He's out. We lost him. Can you roll a death save for him, DM?
Yeah, you can roll for him.
I
Yeah.
will. Oh, that's another fail.
No!
Oh no.
Well,
How
okay,
art
since it's my turn
imitates
now-
life.
Since it's my turn now, can I try to do a medicine check and stabilize him again, or am I just not able to do
Yeah,
that?
sure, you definitely can.
Okay, I'm going to try one more time to stabilize him. 10?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's DC 10.
Woo! You owe me when you wake up, Ryan.
That's hilarious. Oh, there he is.
Hey.
You're
Yay.
stabilized now.
Really.
All right, cool. So he's not dying anymore. I'm gonna use my
Well, the
bonus
character
action.
at any rate.
I'm gonna use my
Ryan
bonus
will-
action to shout over at
Maybe
Tajit. Tajit, maybe Caspin wants to play. Kelwin said he was over there, and that's my turn.
Turn around like.
Alistair, you just got blindsided.
Yeah.
There's Clement standing over you.
I say, this is not what I signed up for, and cast Healing Word on myself as a bonus action for 6 points.
Oh, hell.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually back at full.
Nice, boy.
Well done.
Shield.
And then I just pull out my sword, and I don't really know what I'm doing, so I kind of like put one hand up in my face, back up it like this, and just stab at him with the rapier.
Oh,
Natural, natural
20!
20.
Fuck yeah, bitch! I love you.
So your style is so unorthodox that it makes perfect sense because he's trained so well for like the ways you would expect to be attacked, and no one would ever expect to be attacked this way because you like stand up and you start to stab, kind of lose control of the sword and stab him right in the thigh, and he was not at all prepared for a thigh stab, but you get him good, and to the point where he has to drop his shield, and he's like kind of putting pressure on the wound with one arm as he's trying to hold his sword with the other.
Alright,
Well
that's my
done.
turn.
Well, you mean you have your
You want to
movement,
play
right?
G?
Yeah, I don't really want to
Okay.
move yet. Though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right.
scary.
How far away is this boy from me? Where he? Oh, there he.
This general area.
All right. I'm gonna look over to him like nobody runs away from me when I play my game, and I'm gonna, start moving over and actively search for him. Let me see.
Give me a perception check with advantage because they told you essentially where he is.
Add advantage.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Thank goodness for that. That
Yeah,
direction,
that was-
huh? Yeah, you see him. He's behind a tree. What a tough guy.
Let's see. Where is he? Oh, he's actually within range of me, I think. Yep. So I will create another
You got
leash.
him.
Leash of Lightning, give me that strength save. There you are! Pull him.
Nice.
Get over here. Boy.
You wrap the lightning around him, and you can barely kind of see between the trees, but you just fire it and you feel it snag something, and it's like you're fishing. You can't really see
Yeah.
what's pulling in. And you're yanking him in, you feel him hit one tree, and you yank again, you feel him hit another tree, and by the time it gets to you, there's Caspin's lifeless corpse you're dragging out.
Yes!
Oof. I was gonna stop him. That's not fun.
You can still stab him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tajid is still gonna stop him. Like, yeah, lifeless or not, I'm still gonna stop him. Obviously, that's the game.
It's just how you play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
All
how-
right. So the guards are up, and Alistair, you just hear footsteps running off in the distance, and Clement yells after him, just like, you fucking coward!
Are
I'll
you
have
talking to me?
your head for this. And what's your AC?
12, because I didn't put my armor on correctly.
If it makes you feel any better, it doesn't make a difference. All right, so he's yelling at that guy, and
Well, hold on.
his
What would...
attack
Hold
then
on. What's
comes
my...
at you.
With leather armor, what is leather armor?
10
Dex
plus dex.
plus,
I have no idea.
yeah, 10
Oh,
plus
plus
whatever
dex?
the bonus is.
Yeah, 10 plus dex.
Just 10 plus dex? Okay, yeah,
Just
so it's
10 plus
12, because my normal would be 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he yells off
Wait,
at the guy who's
leather
running
armor?
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Base leather armor is 11 plus dex, isn't it? Because
No.
no armor is 10.
Studded
Roll the
armor
15,
is
so you're fine.
studded armor is
It's just leather, it's not studded.
Yeah, okay. Leather is 11 plus dex actually.
Yeah, leather
so
is
it's
11,
it's
because
13,
base
not,
is 10.
yeah,
Sure.
so I did it wrong.
So basically, the guy, he's yelling off at the guy who's running away, and then just slashes blindly at you. So his attack wasn't great, but him yelling at the guy, you kind of weren't expecting the attack. Like he turned his back on you, and you're like, oh, okay, I think I'm safe. Oh shit! And he slashes you right across the chest for 6 points of damage.
Oof. Okay.
And then, just as you are sure, so he slashes you and then turns, and you have his sole focus, and it is now you're all alone by yourself. It is Alistair, the lute-playing bard, versus Clement, the captain or lieutenant of the guard. Oh yeah, there it is. And just out of fucking nowhere comes Apamak, and he just hits him like a linebacker, just shoulder checks him, and just right into a tree. So it's just this blunt, and just goes flying 2 feet hard into a tree, and collapses on the ground.
I say to Akamak, I love you.
Yeah.
Apamak the MVP.
All right, yeah, that's everybody, guys. Congratulations.
Well, there's...
Well,
what's her
except for
name?
Not
Mabel.
Molly, Mabel.
Mabel.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you see her? Do you know where Mabel is?
I mean, she was over here.
Yeah. You go look for her, for sure.
I'm assuming she's gone now.
Well, I mean, if we're out of combat, Kelwin would use Helena to scout and see if he can find based on direction. But, since Helena can travel twice as fast as anyone can on foot.
Yeah, and I would just yell and point where I last saw her. Mabel, I told you she was an evil bitch.
I believe you now, Master Alistair, even though I didn't really see her, so I'm still kind of taking you at your word, but okay. And I'll
Alistair,
send
give me a
Helena.
perception check.
Okie doke.
And then,
Ooh, Dad Aldo.
2.
Oh, shit.
That's not my specialty.
Owl.
So you are kind of turning. You're like, we won, we did it, and you feel this thump in the back, and your armor did its job, and you look down on the ground, and Clement is still alive and just shot you with a crossbow, but your armor absorbed it.
Asshole. Can I stab him with my
Whoa.
sword again?
Yeah, you have advantage because he's on the ground.
All right.
Are we just
23.
executing them at this
for
point?
11. Yeah, no, I just take that and I just stab. I'm assuming somewhere in the head or neck area.
You do.
23.
Right in the face. You just stab a guy right in the face. It's the first person you've ever killed, and it was just like a pure adrenaline, like it turned and stuck him with the pointy end.
And then I just throw up all over him. I've been drinking all night. Just
So Helena is able to spot Mabel. She's just booking it, and she's had a bit of a head start, so she's close to the end now. But you see her. She's just hightailing it.
She's close to the end. How is she close to the end? How far?
Well, she probably started running before during this whole.
Well, actually,
Yeah, but
she's
she had one round. She's like one round ahead of us functionally. Because
well, 2 rounds by the time. So 2 rounds to the end of combat, and then by the time you talk to Alistair and get on that, I'm giving her the benefit of 4 rounds. So I'm giving her like a 30-second head start. So she's like.
Yeah, you guys were pretty far away from me.
Fair enough.
Leaving me to my own
In that
devices.
case, I'll just kind of like report to the others. Like she's headed towards the end. But I mean, I guess we need to like kind of brief. I guess the surviving member here, Ledger, Mr. Ledger.
Are the people getting out of the carriage now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So that is where we will pick up next week. We get
Okay.
through the combat.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we
Alright.
level
Guys,
2 yet?
Cover my face.
Yeah, are we level 2 yet?
Oh yeah. No, this is. Well, no. Sorry, you're not. No, you're gonna be level 1 forever. Spoil it. Like you may want to prepare your character for level 2, but it's not an instantaneous.
I've been prepared since before session 0.
I know, right? Yeah, for all intents and purposes, roll your or take your average, your hit points and your spells and whatever you need, and prepare your characters for level 2 for next session.
Yeah, boy.
Wake that man up. We're level 2.
I know. You survived, man! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Rolling hit dice.
Oh, poor Ryan.
That's a poor man.
The good thing is that he could watch this on YouTube and figure out what the hell happened during this episode.
Rolling HP.
Oh man, I've been there. Not on the internet, but I've been there.
Only true gentlemen take average.
Ooh, that was a good roll.
Yeah, it was.
I
my con mod is
and then
2.
everyone around me takes average, and I do so poorly comparatively.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good run, but I think with Alistair, I might just go average.
Kelvin's definitely taking the
You
average.
don't have any hit points to spare.
Yeah.
Best life.
All right. Well, that was
All
fun.
right.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
River
You
awake, or
survived,
is he just still unconscious?
Sorcerer
He is
point.
unconscious.
Yeah.
He's still unconscious. He's just not
He's
dead.
not
Cool.
dying anymore.
Okay.
but he is
I didn't. I
unconscious.
honestly did not know if you meant Ryan or River.
Well, both, but mostly River. Yep. Okay. Well,
Level
good
2
to know.
boys. We won the game. You finished the game.
Congratulations, you guys! You won D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
That's it.
We avoided the rocks.
You would not believe how many times my coworkers ask me, "Oh, did you win?" when I tell them that I played D&D the night before, and I'm just like, "That's not how this works."
It's not how it works.
Although I'm fairly certain Ryan lost tonight. He
I've
may
been
not
there.
be able to
no
win,
shame, man.
but there is a loss. involved.
Yeah.
7
Hey.
points of HP on average, boy. What should I roll? I'm gonna roll. All right, I'm gonna be.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
be a
good
layman.
roll.
Be a layman.
There you
Okay,
go.
I got average. All right,
Damn.
Perfect.
There you go.
Wee.
average.
Hell yeah.
I gotta look up
Alright.
what my average is before I do this, and
The average is just your hit die halved +1.
I don't even remember what that is though.
Roll rounded up. So you have a D6, I would imagine, as a bard, right? D6.
I
No,
don't know.
no,
I think it's a D8.
Okay, so you got 5.
5 for the roll.
It's
All right, I got.
statistically, you're always better at doing the average because
Yeah.
technically the average is 4.5, and they give you 5 if you take it.
So I will probably do
But-
that.
There's no balls that way.
Yeah, I'm playing this guy.
No one can cheer for you when you roll something awesome.
Again, I'm
Yeah,
playing
and
this guy
then
method.
no one has to like mourn your character if you roll a 1.
All right, should I roll? What do you think? What do you guys think?
Bad idea,
Do
but
what you feel, man.
Yeah.
I got lucky
I
on
will-
Tajit, but
So something I do, because 1s are just so tough, is I do allow a reroll of 1s for hit points.
I got a full 8.
Oh,
Damn, look at that.
There we go.
and you get to add your con mod.
And I have
Yes.
a 1 con,
This-
so I've doubled my HP.
Damn, that's the general idea, right?
I got lucky on that one. I felt the pressure. I felt the little peer pressure, although no one gave it. I felt it.
I gave you
I don't know
some.
what that means,
Yeah.
but I'll believe you.
I get an extra point.
I felt
because
it,
of
as it
draconic
were.
ability.
It's like when Will gives us peer pressure when we play smart.
Yeah,
He's like,
he doesn't.
I
like
didn't know
that.
you were a pussy. Like, well, I'm just trying to live.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun.
Mhm.
And we will see you all next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can do the math for your own time zones. And join us Tuesday night at 9 for Return to the Bandit Kingdoms.
All right.
Or
Thanks for
we
tuning in.
turn to
Yeah, thanks,
kingdoms.
everybody. See you next week.
World was on fire, no one could save me but you. Strange what desire can make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. And I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. What a wicked game you played to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do to make me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do to make me dream of you. And I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. World was on fire, no one could save me but you. strange what desire can make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you.